Next time. Yeah. Oh, yes, good stuff.
That's it, boys. That's it, boys. Let's keep the effort going, man. Keep the effort going.
Hey, ball.
Well, good morning to everyone. It's a beautiful day at the last SAGESSE playing field. Another day for our WINLOTT under 15 cricket tournament. Shortened version for this time. First game this morning, Grenada versus St. Vincent. At the last SAGESSE playing field, beautiful St. David's. And so far, St. Vincent batting first. They are 15 for 1. Just 5.1 overs being bowled so far in the innings. Your thoughts, Justin?
Yeah, pretty quiet start. Some good bowling, basically, especially Bristol have been on target. And the Vincentian haven't really been able to get off to a brisk start. And that's what the Grenadians probably would be happy about. 15 for 1. And also, we haven't seen too many extras. And that too is a good thing after yesterday there were quite a bit of extras in most of the games that was played. So I think all in all it makes for a good game. The conditions are really good. I mean, the outfield here has recovered really nicely from the rains that we've had.
Oh yeah, certainly the outfield looks wonderful. The pitch looks in good condition, and I think it's due for a very exciting day of cricket between the two teams. St. Vincent coming off a victory yesterday against St. Lucia. A tight encounter, a very exciting encounter. Grenada going down against Dominica in the first game, and certainly they would want to do a lot better at this game.
And he's out, yes. So finally, Bristol has gotten some kind of result. He's been keeping the ball basically up to the bat and also in line with the stumps most of the time. So he's been doing the right thing. So now the batter has missed and he has gotten the benefit of the decision.
Well, certainly he has been pitching up the ball, oohs and ahs from the left-hander. Coming now as Ahmed Williams, the right-hander, pitching up the ball, in swinging, and trapping Williams LBW. And Williams goes for 2 of 4 balls. St. Vincent in a little state of bother, 16 for 2 in 5.4 overs.
Yeah, 16 for 2 in 5.4 overs. I think the Grenadians would be pretty happy with that scoreline. And they probably would want to restrict St. Vincent and the Grenadians to as small a total as possible. Yeah, yesterday we saw what a reasonable small total could create. It really provided a ding-dong tussle. And even before the 6 or hit, the last ball was struck. One still wasn't sure which way the game would have gone. Eventually, St. Vincent and the Grenadians held enough to win. Well, probably could do with a few more of those type of encounters. Probably Grenada would not want to be on the losing end of it.
Well, certainly not. But the team for today, Grenada, we have Ethan Abraham, Junior Macmillan, Kivante Bartholomew, Aaron St-Hilaire, Christian Niles, Javon Francis, Raheem Hall, Kamal Dick, Ron Charles, Huron Stewart. And that's your team for the Grenada on the 15s. The team for St. Vincent playing today, we have Cristiano Adams, Amar Lavier, Jaden Codes,
2 balls here, right arm over.
Ahmad Williams, Liam Batiste, Jayshawn Johnny, Brishon Williams, Julius Adams, Kavon Francois, Deron Nathan, and Shemaiah Nathan. That's your team for the St. Vincent lineup for today. Interesting counter yesterday. St. Vincent chasing down 78 in the last over. One would have thought they would have gone ahead to make it easier with the opening pair batting 41 without loss, and you would have thought they were home free. But one wicket led to another, and St. Lucia got themselves in a position where they could pull off the inevitable, but St. Vincent hold their nerve and pull level up things, and to make the series more interesting, that all teams, or at least, would have won.
Yes, if Grenada would win today, it would really open up the tournament again. It means that every team will still have a chance in the tournament.
Well, certainly, and they would want to put themselves in a position, home team, patrons here coming to support the team, moms and dads, uncles, just to come and support the lads, and hopefully they can really showcase their skill. I have been training, coached by Mr. Telesford, one of the top coaches in the island, and assisted by Mr. Fabian. And definitely have been putting in some work. Late start, but it's a good amount of good gents in the mix.
No run, boy. No run.
We see a change in the bowling.
Too much easy
First
singles,
up,
too much
we
easy
had Kamal
singles.
Dick and Jaden Bristol.
Come on, sit
Kamal
tight,
Dick,
guys,
3
sit tight,
overs, no maidens, 11 runs, 1 wicket, and 6 wides. Jaden Bristol, he was more consistent. 3 overs, 1 maiden, 5 runs, and he picked up 1 wicket as well. And now we have Aaron Sintele in his first over, coming from the road end of the playing field. Justin?
Yeah. So just, and of course, that's the delivery outside the off stump. Of course, they have, as I said earlier, a very packed offside field with only 3 fielders on the onside. So we would expect the bowlers to be bowling just around the off stump or just outside, and forcing the batsmen to play the ball into the offside where there are lots of protection.
But certainly, but that's a lovely shot. It's a good
Keeper!
driven. Could be a chance for a run out. It's trouble here. He's gone. Mix up inside, and one of St. Vincent top batsmen in Lavier has been run out. That is a blow, because he has been holding the front end for the St. Vincent team. He has been run out, but it was a great shot.
Yes, it was a good shot, but again, well populated offside field. The ball was knocked down by the extra cover fielder, and it gave the fielder at mid-off an opportunity to come around and field cleanly and run the batsman out. Never run to a misfield. I think that's the fundamental law as far as cricket is concerned. And he perished. But there was some indecision. Yes, no. And I think if they had gone immediately, he would have completed the single easily.
But yesterday we saw St. Vincent applying that technique, hitting the ball, possibly 2 fielders, and picking up the singles. It was decision made, concise, and they moved immediately. But here we see a hesitation, and once you hesitate in close-in areas, it always causes the bother for mistakes. And now that you've seen here that St. Vincent and the Grenadines hesitating on the single and losing a wicket.
Yes, and we were just talking about how populated the offside field was. Very difficult to pierce the offside field. and no wonder why I think, and that kind of forced the error on them, wanting to get a move on. And yeah, it was a good knockdown though by the fielder at extra cover. He knocked the ball down, couldn't field it cleanly. I think that was the reason for the indecision at the end.
Yeah, but I would want to get runs after this shot. It was an excellent drive through covers, leaned into it, timed it well, and I think he was saying, "But I played this shot well. I need to get something off it."
Correct.
He dodged it off, but was no response from Lavier, and Lavier, seeing him coming down, took off, but he a little bit slow, and his response was not in the right timing and causing him to lose his wicket.
Yeah.
It's a big blow for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because he was one of the persons who definitely showed the capability and skills to stay there and bat long, and show that he can maneuver the field, pick up the singles, and stay there. But such as it is, St. Vincent and the Grenadines at this point are 17 for 3 in over number 7.
Yes, and the Grenadian must be cock-a-hoop. They must be feeling rather confident now that they can probably put the Vincentian under much more pressure and probably get them out rather cheaply and give themselves a chance to chase a manageable total, and then probably get a win back after the loss yesterday.
Well, we see that Jaden Bristol will continue. He has been bowling well. Just 5 runs conceded from his 3 over stint, and just 2 wides, which is very disciplined from a youngster at this age. We'd expect wides to be somewhat on the high level, but so far he has shown good control, good accuracy, and a smooth run up, and in his bowling. And just as we said, he comes and bowl first delivery in his 4th over, a wide.
Yeah, well, one could have seen that what he was seemed to be trying to do on that occasion was to just push the ball into the right-hander. Not the normal, just free flow, probably down the offside, probably looking to again trap the batsman in front.
That seems to be going down the leg side. But we have 2 new batsmen at the crease, in Jayshawn Johnny and Shamar Nathan. Yesterday, I think Nanton was the batsman that
he was a hero yesterday.
Yeah.
From yesterday.
Loftage shot down the ground for 6 at the National Stadium to put his team in a good position to win yesterday. Can he now stay here and back for a longer period? It's just 7 overs. When he came in, he probably just had about 3 overs left in the inning and played a great knock. But can he now stay in the wicket? Stay in the wicket and see his team through. Just 7 overs gone. They're playing a 25 over encounter. Can they have the patience to necessarily get to a bigger total than 78? Grenada batting yesterday mustered 61. Is that the average score that we're looking at?
Well, at that level, scores in that range would be rather useful, and we probably will see a lot more scores in that range. But that's where Bristol need to be, just outside the off stump. And the last 2 deliveries really caused some concern to the batters. A little bounce and movement away from the right-hander, and of course with a very packed offside field, that's where you want to be attacking the batsman.
But it's a big task for your young fast bowlers bowling to a 6-3 field. And that has to say that he has good control, good consistency, and trust in the captain that he would keep the ball outside the off stump, from the coaching staff as well, in what they would want him to do for this game.
Yeah, so looking at the field, they would want him to bowl straight to attack the stumps, just outside the off stump, because we have a mid-on and of course a straightish mid-wicket, and the other fielder is down on the long leg boundary. Again, this time just slipping down the leg side again, wide.
It was not signaled a wide by the umpire.
I don't think it did, no.
I think it was
19.
passed within just close to the leg stump. and it wasn't a shot really offered. He was trying to buy a wide, but the umpire, in his opinion, the ball was probably too close to the stump. And the new rules in cricket these days,
Of course.
if the ball is within that line behind the stump, it would not be considered a wide. So for me, it's a rule that I think it's reasonable because it's within the area where batsmen can get runs, and I think it would give the bowler some leniency in terms of where they bowl. What's your thoughts?
Well, something had to be done for the bowlers. The game certainly has always been set up as a batsman's game, and something has to be done. Something in the rule has to be done to balance the game, to balance things out a bit. At least the bowlers must have some kind of leeway, just as the batsmen do, and that rule to put that other line, because sometimes the ball is barely missing like stump, and it's only fair, I think.
Well, certainly, bowlers definitely have to get an opportunity to win something. It's always a batsman's game, so win-win situation for cricket. Well, Aaron Scintillet is not one of your fastest bowlers in the lineup, but certainly he's a very accurate and disciplined bowler, and he's a very confident player as well. You can see it from the way that he runs up and the enthusiasm that he has in the field.
Yes, and that lack of pace will make it very difficult for the batsmen to time the ball properly. And
Well, we saw yesterday that the Vincentian batsmen were comfortable against the pace of the Lucian bowlers, who swung the ball a bit, but they were not as controlled and not putting the ball in the right areas to create any real effect of the frontline batsman for the Vincentians. But here you have a slower bowler, you have to time the ball, you have to wait on the ball, and it puts a lot in your mind as a batsman what to do, whether to go down the ground, whether to try and whether the ball will come fast, whether it will come slow. So it would take some level of concentration here from the St. Vincent batsman batting against Aaron.
And the fielder they had made on just caught on his heels a bit, but there was no run there.
When his shoe came off his feet, it was a nice on drive. His shoe came off the feet, attempting to run, and he quickly told the non-batsman to stay, which I think was the best decision.
Of course, today there is not much wind around. The flags over on the far end or on the road end, if I could call it that. Yeah, the flags outside on the road end, if I can call it that, they're almost just fluttering a little bit, but no real breeze, I think, to assist the bowlers.
It's a full ball. It's driven down. Mid-wicket is going close to the boundary. Would it get there? No, it wouldn't. Pull in. They come through for two.
Very surprised they haven't gone for a third on the throw. It's a long, long way out there.
Oh, yeah, certainly. I think the boundary on the square ends are pretty large. It would take some doing to get fours and sixes on that end of the boundary today. So the lads will definitely have to be doing some running. And now pitched up ball, well driven down to mid-off.
That's it, guys. That's
Batsman looks to be in control.
Yeah.
There we go, boys. There we go,
And that's the same lad, Shimar, yes, who batted yesterday. He seems to favor the ball being pitched up. And he's definitely looked like he would want to establish himself today and put his name on the books. We haven't had big scores so far. 13, 14 has been the top score. And certainly one would want to stay and bat as long as possible to give yourself a chance. Selectors are watching and to show your capability in the wicket. And certainly he has been doing that so far. He has faced 8 balls, 2 runs, but definitely has been showing the capability of staying there and batting for long. We see another change in bowling. I think the captain is coming from the pavilion end. That would be Ethan Abraham. And we've seen the first introduction of spin.
And it will be very interesting to see how the wicket plays with the slower bowlers, the spinners, whether there would be some turn, some grip. One expects that it would provide some form of assistance to the spinner, but we will see.
Well, he does turn the ball a great bit. That's Ethan. With his variations work, can he control the line and length? And he starts off really well. Good area, good flight. That would give him some confidence the first ball. The captain has to lead from in front. Surprisingly, that Grenada didn't start off with spin. But you would want to give the youngsters all the opportunity. Yes, you want to win, but I think you want to showcase the skill of the bowlers, give them confidence, and every opportunity that they can prove themselves of trying to be part of the Windward Island setup.
2 deliveries and twice he has gone past the bat so far. It's a pleasant little drive into the offside, but straight out to cover. Of course, the offside very well populated.
Yeah, he has one slip. Gully area-ish. A cover, square cover, mid-off, and that's a lovely drive. It's going close to the boundary, it wouldn't reach. Outfield is a bit thick. It would take some doing, I said, on the square boundaries to get forward, but that was a lovely drive.
Yes, Johnny.
By Johnny.
Yeah, just coming onto the front foot and driving it between cover and extra cover. Always pleasant to the eyes when you see the ball being driven in this area.
But that shows good. That shows confidence. It shows that he knows what he's doing. He leaned into it. It was a lovely drive through the covers. Excellent. Pleasing to the eyes. That would definitely give him some confidence in this inning. And maybe you never know. He probably might be comfortable playing spin than having to play against the pace.
A good delivery this time, just attacking the stump, forcing the batsman to come forward. All he could do is just play it up on the onside, but the Vincent and batters, the 2 batsmen out there, they are looking to be a little bit more positive and maybe to just put some pressure back onto the Grenadians. They are 23 for 3. It's not the best position to be in, and probably not making the type of use that he should have to that full delivery.
Yeah, well, I think Ethan got away with this one, a full toss, and Johnny didn't execute well. Something that you would want to see a batsman having the opportunity to get a full toss and dispatching it away. Yesterday, number of balls, bad balls, was not being dismissed, and certainly St. Vincent would want to take every opportunity that they can get to put away bad balls.
One of the things that we saw yesterday too is the fact that a number of batsmen was just playing across the line and losing their wickets to sometimes to full pitch deliveries or low full tosses. And
that's a lovely drive. That is a beautiful drive through covers. You only get one, but it was excellently placed. Leaned into it, timed it well, and you only concede one, but that was a great shot.
Yes, one is always aware that Lasage's playing field, the pitch can always afford you the opportunity to play through the ball. Not very often you see ball holding in the surface like yesterday morning. We remember in St. George at the National Stadium, it was very difficult to play through the line of the ball. Today it seemed like the conditions is a lot better in terms of pitch, maybe a bit harder. The ball is coming through, so the batsman can easily play the drives with confidence.
Yeah, it's all good. Beautiful sunshine. We have been having some rain over the past few weeks, but last 2 days we have been graced with wonderful sunshine. Then look, driven ball down to the offs,
That's it, guys.
mid off.
That's it, guys.
And they seem to be
Let's
driving
keep
the ball
walking,
really
fine, boys.
nicely.
Let's keep walking,
Yesterday,
boys.
it was not so. The wicket
Man. Come on,
was a little bit
Find the
popping.
edge, boy.
It was
Find the
difficult to
edge.
drive the ball, but today, last SAGESSE, the wicket seems to be a lot harder and more true. So the batsman can be comfortable to launch on the front foot and play those drives. Even again, victim of bowling down the leg side, another wide, increasing the extras to 13 now. And Grenada wouldn't want to give the Vincentian anything to work with. 13 wides and the score is 26. So that's 13 extra runs they would have given the opposition. And that's something they would want to curve.
Yeah, very high percentage, 50% of runs are extras.
That's it, boy.
So just a little movement back into the right
Come on,
hander
boys. Come on, boys.
and play that on the onside.
Let's keep going, boy. Let's keep going.
Yeah, and as you can see, that is the area that you would want to bowl more consistently. You see the batsman being tentative, or not sure whether to be firm in his defense or whether to come back. And if Aaron could consistently have that area, you never know. He could sneak in one with for LBW, but that's a driven one. He's dropped.
No run, no run.
Was that a chance?
It's a difficult one though. You had to dive away to his left on follow through, and the height of the ball, it was not. It did not come back very high or straight to him. It was a good effort in the end. But
It was a good effort.
Yeah.
It was a good effort by the bowler because it's not easy to take those return catches, and Aaron did pretty well to get across.
Not to his natural hand either.
That's much better. That's the area that you want, that corridor of uncertainty from the batsman. And if anything, if he's getting a little bit in swing, that could cause an area for LBW chance. So you want to pitch up the ball, but you want to have that 4-5 meters length where you top of the off stump that can cause problems for the batsman.
No run. That's it, boys. That's it, boy.
And despite a couple wides in the over, he did get out of the over pretty well. 26. It is for 3. And for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's really about consolidation time. And for Grenada, they would want to make further inroads into the Vincentian team.
Well, certainly. They have been bowling steady, better than they have done yesterday, restricting St. Vincent so far for 26 in 11 overs. Just a strike rate of 2.36. If they can keep that up, it's a total I think that Grenada would fancy themselves chasing down. I think Ethan here is bowling in a good area, but I think he would want to flight the ball just a little bit more. Put the ball in the air, let the batsman look up, think of going for a big heave. That's a good shot. That's a beautiful shot. That is glorious. Misfield by the fielder, and they come back for 2, but that was excellent. Excellently driven on drive to mid-on. It timed it coming off the bat pretty well, and that's a good shot by Nanton.
Yes, of course. Trust in the condition, trust in the bunks, trust in the wicket, and playing fluently through the onside. That's what we want to see. But again, the fielder did make a hash of it.
Ow! That's what we were looking for. Abraham to toss it up a bit and trying to induce some foul shot from the batsman. Nanton was up to the task. Goes again. This one a lot quicker again. It's a misfield, but it would not take a single. But I just think that Ethan is bowling a little too quickly. Needs to slow it up a bit. Give himself a chance. Let the batsman think. When the ball is in the air, it's hard to judge. And you want to put the ball in the right places, but just the flight is what makes the better spinners.
Yes, and there is the wind, the breeze has picked up a bit, and probably he should be the wind is coming from his left, so it's blowing from virtually from left to right. So he should be looking to just toss it up, get some drift, and so you can deceive the batsman. This time it's just too short.
It's over.
Yeah, I think he's missing a trick here. We're trying to get his overs in quickly, but I think that if he can flight the ball just a little bit more, a little bit slower in the air, to allow the batsman to see if they can go over the top, because they are scoring, but not scoring as freely as they would like. And maybe just if they see something that they think, hey, because Nanton has hit a 6 yesterday, he may fancy himself going down the ground again. But if we can induce just that idea of going down the ground or trying to go over the top, possibly you can get him caught or induce something an inside edge bowl down. That is what you would want from your bowlers.
Anton is on 5 from 15 deliveries. Again down the leg side and wide.
Well, Aaron so far has bowled 3 overs, and for me, he has been pitching up the ball, but not really effective as the skipper would want or the coach would want. So I would think that this might be his last over, and you may see the introduction of more spin in the Grenada's armor. But so far he has been consistent. 3 overs, just 7 runs, 3 wides, and looking to pick up a wicket. He's there on and about, pitched up Yorkish length, having the batsman to drive, but I still think that the batsman are a little bit comfortable in playing that, because he's not as fast as one would want, but he is being consistent pitching up the ball. What can he do now to find inroads into the St. Vincent attack?
So he
That
needs
one beating the outside edge. This one straightened a bit. He tailed in, and this one now, Justin, just straightening up a bit, passing the outside edge, and that's the sort of bowling that you would want. That's good thinking. That's good bowling from Aaron St-Hilaire.
Yes,
it's good cricket.
Yes, especially with a 7-2 field. Go 7 men on the offside and only 2 on the onside. That's where he needs to be. So this is highly defensive. It's very difficult to pass the offside field with so many fielders within that circle area.
Well, it's a very attacking field by the Grenadians, keeping the slip in the backward point, sort of short gullyish, short cover, extra cover, mid off, mid on, mid wicket, and there's no long leg. There's a third man. So the intention here is to keep the ball outside the off stump and having them to drive, beating the offside, or having them to do something different. We haven't seen any one of the youngsters probably look to paddle or reverse sweep or anything. This modern day cricket, with the youngsters, you see them trying all sort of stuff, but so far they're playing within their rights and playing the simple cricket, up, down, forward, back, and that's what you'd want for your youngsters, laying the foundation where they do the right thing. The ball is pitched up, you play forward. The ball is back, you come back, and that's what you would want from your foundation shot. That's a lost shot, but he's dropped in front of the fielder. Poor feeling there, but it was a great shot. It may run to the boundary. They come back for 2.
That's the second time the fielder he has transgressed. The one did go through him in the over before, and on this occasion probably not sure whether to attack the ball, to go for the catch, or to try to stop it. In the end, he didn't. None, and had to chase it right down to the deep extra cover boundary, which is well struck by the batsman.
Well, yes, but I still think that in fielding he was not walking in as he should. And that was the sort of chances that you would want, the half chances, and you're making them into chances. And he was not ready. He turned awkwardly, trying to stop the ball. If he was going for it, he was going for it. And if he didn't, he should have been back trying to stop it, but misfield again, resulting in 2 runs for the Vincentians, and that will bring up the score to 32 for 3 after 13 overs. So we have 12 more overs left, and St. Vincent definitely would like to up the ante, bring the scoring rate to probably a 3.5 or possibly 4, where they can get up to 100 and some, and that will be difficult for Grenada to chase.
Yes, but so if you're gonna bowl a delivery like that, it's better outside the off stump where you have protection, and again the batsman cannot do much with it. And so Ron Charles have had a difficult time in the field so far this morning. It happens to players from time to time, and the ball always seems to follow you when you're having a tough time in the field.
Oh yeah, certainly. Just seeing Abraham doing some work on the foot marks here, but I think he has a normal mid wicket. If you want to probably bring that mid wicket a little straighter, right? Induce the batsman to probably play across the line and try and find a square, or bring back the mid on and toss the ball up and try and see if he can induce the batsman to make a false shot. But let's see how he goes. Another short one. Not the length and the pace that you would want to bowl here. It's not creating the effort, the effect that you would want for your bowling attack. And I think that he has to restructure, think about what he's doing, what he wants to do, and how he intends to probably get a wicket.
So that's a real defensive line outside the off stump.
But the intention now is trying to get the ball full, but the pace at the same time is a little bit too fast from my point of view. And the Vincentians are very comfortable with the pace that he's bowling.
And then we said in the last 2 deliveries he's been either too full or too short. Haven't been able to find that in between length.
Yeah,
that's much better.
That is exactly what I'm saying. Put the ball in the air, give the opportunity for the batsman to go down the ground, and something could happen, whether it's in the air or an inside edge, and that is exactly what happened. Abraham picks up his first wicket. St. Vincent losing their 4th wicket. It's 32 for 4 here at the SAGESSE playing field, St. David's. And St. Vincent versus Grenada.
And this is the wicket of Nanton, and it's a good wicket to get, really. So 32 for 4. We probably expect this score probably to double. So you could be looking at a score probably in the 60s.
Well, I can remember myself playing under 15 cricket. My coach saying we played our first game and we scored 40 runs. And so we played St. Vincent the next day, and he said, "Well, listen, if we can't score over 40, we had to bowl long teams for less than 40."
That's what
we ended up bowling down St. Vincent for 36, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
So Grenada here playing the first game. The first game they scored 61.
Yeah.
So I think that you want to bowl down teams for under 61.
Of course. But at 32 for 4, just almost into the middle and lower order of the Vincentian team.
Well, we saw yesterday a collapse for the Vincentian team when they were batting 41 for 1, and collapse, losing almost 5 wickets for possibly 10 runs or so. Could this be the same thing happening here? Grenada would want that if they can get another 3-4 wickets. St. Vincent batting 45 for 7 definitely would be in the driver's seat. Well, they're in the driver's seat right now. 13 overs gone. 14 overs, I believe, gone. They're 32. Can they pull more strings? Can they stop the flow of runs? Even put some more pressure? The run rate is just 2.29. So the bowlers are not doing bad. The batsmen are not finding ways to score and to be consistent. And that is something that you would want from your bowling team. to stifle the run flow and cause pressure. And I think that is exactly what happened with Ethan. Although for us, he has not been as consistent in the areas and the flight, but just pitching up the ball, not allowing too much of loose deliveries would have created the pressure and causing the demise of Nanton.
Yes, and Grenada have to keep reminding themselves about, as you were mentioning, about as to what happened yesterday with the Vincentian team. So they probably are prone to collapses, and if they are, maybe it's a good opportunity now to put some more pressure on and force the batsmen to make more errors and probably find a way to dismiss them quickly and rather cheaply.
Well, even in senior cricket, you find that incoming batsmen would have some nerves coming into the wicket, and the pressure would be on you now. Hey, I need to stabilize the innings. What is the coach giving instructions? What am I supposed to do now? And how am I going to approach this inning? How is St. Vincent now going to approach the inning? Are they going to attack against a steady bowling by Grenada, or are they going to try and see themselves out? Wait for the last probably 5 overs to explode and use the long hands to see if whatever boundary they possibly can get. Time alone will tell.
So Francois has replaced Nanton.
Get it!
Oh, he's gone. Well, are we there again? And that delivery just outside the off stump. That's what we were talking about. And the batter going for a slashing at it outside the off stump. Getting a healthy edge though. He flew towards the fielder at backward point, and he held on to a good catch, a good gully.
But that's a good catch. And that's the reward of bowling in the right areas consistently. Aaron St-Hilaire, I thought he would have been changed, but kudos to the captain, kudos to the coaching staff for keeping him on. Because he has been consistent in bowling the ball up to the bat, and he has been rewarded now. This one tailed in, but just an outward movement, peeling off the outside edge, and a great catch by the fielder. St. Vincent losing their 5th wicket.
And not only that, the length there was, it appeared to be up to the batsman, and the batsman would have thought, well, here I have a drive. But that length you were talking about, that in-between length, the ball just wasn't full enough for that type of shot. And it never got to the pitch of it, only resulted in taking the outside edge and flying to the man at the gully, who took a sharp catch in the end. And we don't know, we don't have to really want to put the pressure on and continue to make inroads and whittle the wickets one by one.
Well, it has been a stalwart spell by Aaron. I think he's in his last over. 4.1, 10 overs. He has been rewarded with a wicket. He has been very consistent outside the off stump. He has been bowling to a 7-2 field at one point. He didn't have a long on. He had a fine leg. So he had only 2 fielders on the onside. And that's good consistency, that's good control. And that's showing confidence in your bowler to give him that feel and him bowling up to the measure. Here the batsman looking to dodge this one down to third man. Well fielded by the fielder. Number 6, I think that's Kavan Bartholomew. It's number 5. Yes, Kavan Bartholomew. Good catch and good feeling. He would relish his time if he gets a chance to bowl today. A full ball, oh, just outside the off stump. Aaron here is causing a bit of problems. Like I said, he's not one of the fastest bowlers. His pace, but his consistency would give you some problem. If you can drive, you'll survive. But if you have problems in driving, then certainly. Oh, another jiffer. But he's on a great spell. The rhythm seems to be really nice. He's coming in, nice fluent flow, and the angle that he's bowling is really, really great. He is bowling really, really well today, Justin.
Indeed, he is bowling very well, and the length, I think that is, as I said, he's employing, really making it difficult for the batsman to get to him.
This could be close. This could be close. Is it going down? Aaron Sinclair has been masterful so far.
Tell me. Over.
That's a full ball. We see it. This replay here. Full ball. The umpire is in the best position here to make the decision. And possibly going down the leg side, Justin?
Possibly, the umpire is in a good position, best position, as you say. But very reluctant to make decisions, it seems. Some umpires are like that. They have to be perfectly clear in their mind, or probably looking for something in their mind, and if he doesn't see, they doesn't raise the finger.
But that's the best way to go as well.
Yes.
To be clear in your mind of something, and instead of being indecisive of making a decision. And that's the tough job of having the umpire. Umpires today in the game, Afia Fletcher and Matt Warren, umpiring here. And so far, they have been doing a good job. It's not an easy work standing there, having to be very consistent and attentive to every detail as an umpire. It has to be correct with your decision making. Sometimes they don't always get it right, but I know how tough it is as an umpire to be under pressure to make the right decision and make the right calls when you're behind that stump.
We are basically have the services of the camera, which is almost directly over the shoulders of the umpire. So you have a fairly good line of vision, almost seeing the same thing the umpire is seeing, except that we are higher up than the umpire.
Yes, certainly. And the umpire always be in the best position to make that decision.
Yes,
but we just want to say, if you're listening, come down to the SAGESSE playing field. Lovely cricket. St. Vincent versus Grenada, the first game, and we'd have a second game, St. Lucia against Dominica. The two teams who would have played the final last year in St. Lucia coming out victorious over Dominica. It should be a good encounter for this evening game. So we encouraging the patrons to come down and support good cricket, support the youngsters, and cheer on cricket in Grenada. We just want to say kudos to the NLA and Super 6 for being the sponsors of this year's tournament. It's always good that we can have sponsors sponsoring cricket. Cricket is such a financial task to overhaul pads, bats, gloves, helmets, and it's good to see that we have sponsors that can really come on board and support the youngsters, support cricket, and to have this being viewed live. It's also credit to the Windward Island board to see the vision and to have the cricket being live streamed so that even outside of Grenada can view and see the game.
Yes, and also to talk about gears and everything else, of course, there were distribution of gears by the Prime Minister to the youngsters. And I think that certainly would have helped them and go a long way in ensuring that they had at least have some gears to work with. Of course, those gears being donated by someone who is not even from the region, African, Dangote. So I think it's always a good gesture when things like that happens.
Oh yes, certainly. But it shows too the level, the international coverage that cricket is being broadcast right around the world. And we would want to ensure that we push cricket as much as we would want. And it's good to see that the Prime Minister would have taken the initiative to have the country being gifted with cricket gears. And it's something that I know parents and schools, secondary school, primary schools, and even clubs would be happy to have. That is something that would help them to go a long way in the development of our young players. But as we were speaking, Justin,
Yes.
we saw Abraham continuing to utilize what we were asking to send the ball up. Ball drifted in, using from the breeze angle, drifting into the left-hander, missing the leg stump, and beating the keeper as well, and went too far by. And this is what you want. Giving the ball some air, let the atmosphere do the work, and having the batsman to make the mistake. As we see a introduction of spin from the road end, and that is Ron Charles. Leg spin bowler, but can bowl in between. Sort of off spin and leg spin mixed up together. Can he do the same thing? Keep it tight and bowl the ball in the right areas.
We haven't had a good morning in the field so far, and certainly you have a chance now to really make up for that. You have had a couple fumbles out in the field.
It was nice to see that we having some good wrist spinners in the catalogue. Comes in the wicket keeper, missing this one. They're going for one, they come back for two.
Oh, wow.
Come on, boy!
And they may come back for three. The fielder turning his back on his teammate. Bristol picking up, throwing it back, expecting the to collect. But he turned his back, thinking that Bristol would send the ball in, and giving St. Vincent an opportunity to come back for a third run. It's a bad miss by Grenada. Score moves on now to 38 for 5 after 16.2 overs. Can Charles create an impact here with his leg spin? He's bowling into the left-hander. The flight seems to be just what it is, but the length is not what he would want.
Catch!
It's played in the air. Could he be caught? It's going. It's dropped.
Keep
It
back!
could be a run out. And that's what we're looking for. The ball to be pitched up in the air. The field to be taken, and for Grenada to get a wicket. But certainly not a great effort by the fielder.
Yes.
Justin.
See the captain out there?
No, I think that looked like Kamal Dick.
Kamal Dick, yeah.
So Ron Charles, leg spin bowler, coming from the road end. The flight is what you would want, but just need to pitch up the ball a little bit more to create the impact that he would want. Oh, this one's sliding on.
That's it, boy.
That's
That's
good
it,
bowling.
boy.
So he has shown that he can turn the ball,
Right there,
and he
man.
has shown now that he can slide one in. So that would give the batsman something to think about in his first over.
And I was saying yesterday, he does look like very much like Royal Lewis, the young Royal Lewis in his time, just in his action. I don't know if you would remember that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, certainly. I played with the Royal Lewis,
Right, yeah.
so
Action which really sort of mimics Royal Lewis.
yeah, he has that tall
Yeah.
figure, long arms, and that would definitely go a long way. The same wrist action. He's tall. He's not coming from wrong arm, so he definitely should get a lot of turn from his action and the height, and hopefully he can get some bunks from it as well. But we see another change in bowling coming from the pavilion end, and that would be Kavan Bartholomew. Certainly one of the bowlers that have been creating a stir in the secondary schools cricket in Grenada, and certainly he would want to make a name here, coming to do his bit for his team. He does a bit of both with the ball, Justin. He turns it away from the right-handers, and he slides it in to the left-handers. Would be interesting to see how he goes about his bit here for Grenada.
Well, he starts pretty well with one that is almost on off stump. The batsman could do no more than to defend back up on the onside.
Oh boy.
Again, on target. And that's what is important. Keeping the ball in line with the stumps. Good line, good length. And asking the batsman to take his chance.
Oh, yes. And I guess a bit of nerves. The first two balls, like again, a little bit flat. But I guess with confidence, here we go.
High ball.
Wide ball, but the intention here is just what you want. I guess with confidence, he would definitely want to have the proper flight. And like I said, induce the batsman to look up and an aggressive shot possibly down the ground.
And of course, Francois have shown the inclination to probably have a swipe ever so often. And he's got a good line to employ against him, a good length also.
Well, at this point, it's 17 overs gone. It's just about 8 more overs. Like I said, are they waiting now for the last 5 to open up, try to score some runs? It's just 40. And with the run rate now even further going down would cause some more pressure for the Vincentian batsmen. How would they now propel their score to possibly get up to 60 or possibly 70 to give themselves the confidence that they can restrict Grenada for under that?
No.
Stay.
He got away with that. One very, very short and not bouncing at all. Almost getting to the batsman on the second bounce.
I was just about to say that. Look, it almost was a no ball.
Yeah.
It was very short, and just before it reached the batsman made connection with the ball, stifling it on the ground, and couldn't get anything on it. But then again, you see the tightness possibly in the bowler and the nervousness at the same time coming in and not wanting to get runs being scored off of him. And at the same time wanting to have the impact in the game. And maybe just holding the ball a little too tight.
And too deep in the hands, yeah. Oh. But that was good flight.
That is the fight that you're looking for. Inducing a stroke to go over the top and getting the ball to turn, like I said, with his height. It would be very interesting to see how he goes about the next 5 balls.
Right, so let's do it.
It's a good shot. It's a good driven shot. Well covered. Excellent shot through covers. Beating the short cover here and only conceding one. But that was a good shot. Well executed by the batsman.
Yes, and again, Adil very well flighted. And of course, if he can execute this shot, then all power to him. But that's what you would want the batsman to do. That's what you want to force them to do.
But the batsman has absorbed a lot of dot balls. Cristiano Adams, he has faced 12 balls and only one run. And Kevin Francois, he has faced 13 balls and only 1 run. And definitely, you would want to have the score ticking. If you're not scoring boundaries, at least you're trying to pick up singles and occupying the crease, yes, but at least rotating the strike, which is something that they did well yesterday. But so far, I think they're being pegged back by Grenada. And Grenada bowling in the good areas and good field placement as well in restricting St. Vincent from scoring fast.
Yeah, and
tossed up again. Well fielded. That's it.
Definitely played to the plan.
Now it's much better bowling.
Boys.
The batsman is up to the task. He's not looked to go over the boundary, but that is what you want because St. Vincent need runs. And this is what is good bowling by Charles so far.
Oh no.
It's good control by Charles. Leg spin is not something that anyone can bowl and have the control and accuracy coming from the back of the wrist. But he has shown good control so far. Oh, sweet. Good bowling, good batting. Good cricket all around here. It's the end of the over. It's 18 overs gone. Score 42 for 5. St. Vincent batting. Grenada versus St. Vincent at the SAGESSE Stadium, St. David's.
So once again, we probably will be seeing a total somewhere around the 60 mark, between 60 and 70. And I want to remember the drama of the game yesterday. Of course.
One.
Of course, we've just seen the banner of the Grenada Lottery authorities being flashed across the screen just moments ago. So I must say I had it. Thank you to Grenada Lottery authorities who have, yes, of course, who have been always there for cricket. Of course, supporting sports culture and nation building. Sports have had its fair share, and we always know that Lotto will continue to support. And we urge really not a gambler, Troy, but we urge one and all to support the games of the National Lotteries Authority. Super 6, of course. Big.
Oh yes, definitely. We would want them to support that, and once they do, they support the nation building development of cricket. There could be a chance here, sent back by the batsman and safely back to his crease, and there isn't a run. Previously, I said last SAGESSE playing field in the stadium, but by mistake, we in St. David's, right? So.
And you didn't say, yes, we will support the National Lottery. You say they will continue to support it.
Well, of course, we all continue to support the National Lottery and Super 6. Because once they're supporting cricket, once they're supporting the sports, once they're supporting development of our youths, we all support that. And that's what we want. It's always good that we can have those entities that are willing to invest in the development of our youths, or grassroots, or cricket, or football, all the other disciplines in sports. But here we are, Grenada versus St. Vincent at the last SAGESSE playing field, St. David's. It's a beautiful atmosphere. Sun is raining down, and just the atmosphere that you'd want just for cricket.
Yes, and of course, as I said earlier, the flags are a bit limp. Now we're seeing it just fluttering a little bit more, meaning that probably there's a little bit about breeze. The breeze has picked up a wee bit, and it must be very comforting for the fielders out there. The sun is out in its brilliance, and I think probably by the middle of the day, we may have some very hot sun to contend with, and this is what we are hoping for from the first day of competition. Well.
No run. Keeper.
Although the breeze seemed, though, Troy, to be more prevalent on one side. From the road end, we see the flags really fluttering. Those a little bit towards the western side, the left-hand side of us. It's a little bit limp, so probably not as much breeze over on that side. A loud appeal for LBW again. And once again, umpire Afi is like how you call it, the Eastern Star. Yeah.
Yeah, but certainly we're in a valley, so definitely the breeze will be going from to and fro, circulating just around. So you will have some times that the breeze will go from north to south, or possibly from east to west. Here at the last SAGESSE playing field, but so far St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 45 for 5 is the score here. Grenada winning the toss and choosing to bowl first. Seeing they can restrict St. Vincent for a low total. And so far they have been bowling well. We have Kamal Deku open the bowling for Grenada. 3 overs, 11 runs, 1 wicket. Jaden Bristol, he bowled 4 overs. He bowled really well. 7 runs. He picked up 1 wicket.
Oh boy.
And then we had Aaron St-Hilaire.
That's it, man. Oh boy.
Stalwart 5 overs. 1 million, 10 runs, 1 wicket. Ethan Abraham in his stint, 4 overs, 2 maidens, 4 runs, and 1 wicket. Now we have Charles, 2.4, He has only 8 runs. Well bowled. He has gotten it. Pitch stop. Hit in front. An excellent bowling by Charles. And he has gotten reward for his consistency. Another wicket goes down for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They're 45 for 6. Justin.
Yes, and for the first time, at least this time, getting the winning the approval of the umpire. Not only exercising with our arms out, but this time putting up the dreaded finger, which marks the end of the Vincentian batsman. And of course, Grenada probably would be very much thinking now about dismissing St. Vincent to somehow, or at least restricting them to something close to that 60 runs.
Well, certainly they would want to restrict St. Vincent as low a score as possible. Whether it be 60 or 50, less than 70. 4 wickets to get. Can they get this 4 wickets on the 60 runs, like we're saying? So far, they have been bowling well. Just like the run rate is going down, it's creating more pressure. St. Vincent and the Grenadines will have to do something to actually get some runs. I haven't seen anyone decided to probably attack the bowlers, chip down the ground against the spinners, or even attack the medium pacers. They haven't finding the gaps, and that is something that I think would have restricted them to having the confidence to either do something out of the ordinary here. But certainly they would have to do something. 20 overs gone, they're only 45. And we're coming close to the end of the inning.
That was the appeal, and the hands of the umpire going up, struck right in front. And this is what we were saying earlier. Maybe the umpire, any doubt, would have gone to the batters. This time it was plumb as what?
That's it, boy.
Well, we're back here again, and Charles finishing up his 3 overs. Now he has bowled 3 overs, 8 runs, and has taken 1 wicket. And has only bowled 2 wides. So Grenada, 23 extras though. Not many. I think they bowled any no balls, but a lot of wides, which is expected. But if they have not gone for so much extras, the total certainly would have been less.
Yes,
So that says that not much runs have come from the bat.
Yeah.
But here we have Kevon Bartholomew. Can him now pick up a wicket? We have had 5 bowlers, 6 bowlers so far, and each bowler of the 5 has picked up a wicket. Can he add to his 4th column, which is the bowler's paradise, to have that 4th column lit up? Can he get one and put more pressure on the St. Vincent batting team?
So we have Denroy Nanton in now. So there are 2 Nantons in the Vincentian team. That's close. That's very, very close. Not out, says the umpire.
Well, that was very close. I'm not certain what was in it there. That possibly would have hit him outside of the off stump. That probably would have saved them. But certainly a good shout by the fielders. And good bowling by Kevon. Like I said, Kevonte, he has now gotten some confidence and he's pitching the ball in the right areas. Better flight and better control. Another full toss.
He dropped it.
Oh my. That's a cardinal sin. Ball struck back to Bartholomew. An easy take for him off his bowling, and he dropped it.
Well, I always question it though. Is there ever an easy catch?
Well, it's never an easy catch. No matter how we put it, we can say difficult catch, but once the ball's in your hand, falls in your hand, it should be taken. Another misfield here. Chance for a run out. Good backing up by the fielder. Wayward throw, and Grenada so far has been feeling in between. They have been feeling well, but pass between, they have not been covering the ball as they would like, giving up extra run, and that would be detrimental in their inning if they're giving extra runs that they definitely will have to find.
Yes, and in the last probably 5 or so minutes, we've been seeing a little bit more byplay by the Grenadian fielders, and probably that is causing the lack of concentration on the part, and just being a little bit tardy in the field. But they has to keep concentrating because they need to ensure that they hold the St. Vincent team out for a very, very manageable score. And what is a manageable score for them is yet to go. Because you cannot assess it, as I always say, we can only assess the conditions after we have seen both teams use it. As we see at the moment, it's really good conditions for batting, and therefore we expect that the Grenadians should be able to chase down whatever the Vincentian place would have scored.
Oh yes, and here we go, Ron. He's been bowling really well here. So far he's in his 4th over. Good control in his leg spin. Tosses up. This one played down to mid-on. Would they get for a single? And they have not. Well, St. Vincent is not doing themselves any good. The ball has been struck down to mid-on, and the mid-on is very far. And I think they could have gone for a single here. So they're lapsing on the concentration, sitting on their bat. The batsman is not backing up as he should, and I think right now they're putting themselves in a big hole. A big shot outside off stump, missed by the keeper. That's a bad miss again. That's the opportunities you don't want to give any batting team a sniff in giving them extra runs and creating opportunity for them to score. That is more runs that you would have to get when your time to bat.
It was interesting again to see Bristol on Hall, and again Bristol flicking the ball back to Hall. This time it was a lot.
Certainly.
Yo, Moti.
How can St. Vincent here get the runs? They're flat-footed in backing up on the non-strikers end, and not picking up the singles, not rotating the strikers they would like. Having the bowlers to bowl to one bowler and getting the confidence up. And that's something that you wouldn't want to do. Misfield again by the fielder, and allowing St. Vincent to come back for 2. These are valuable runs that the Grenadians are giving up here. Poor fielding in the outfield, and if I'm not mistaken, they probably would have given 10 to 12 runs in misfields, extra runs.
Initially, it seemed like he wanted to get the foot to it and not put his hands down. And in the end, the ball eluded him. And was that Niles out there?
It looks like Niles. This is a close call. Seems to be going down the leg side. They're trying to see, Vincent's trying to see if they can get the score rate up. It's a bit challenging. Can he come into the wicket and try and paddle one down the leg side?
That's close.
Is he bowled?
He's bowled him. What else is got? Yes, he's bowled him.
He's bowled.
Yes. Again, up delivery, well flighted, tempting him to go over the top.
And like I said, he tried something. Something had to give. He tried to chip down the wicket and tried to walk one down the leg side. Probably if he'd have played straighter, could have hit the ball down to mid-on and probably pick up a single. But the pressure in terms of trying to find runs would have created that avenue where he had to go across the line. Poorly selected shot, resulting in the loss of his wicket.
Yes, and Moynihan going, and he brings Julius Adams to the crease. And Charles have certainly made amends for the blunders in the field. 2 for 10 is quite acceptable. Bowled fairly well so far. He has varied his length and flight very, very nicely, and has asked the batsmen to look up and and that's one of the important aspects of his bowling.
Well, he had to compensate for something after misfeeling an attempt to take a catch when he was at mid-off, and that ball almost went for 4. So he had to compensate for some of his mistakes in the field, and definitely he has done so far in his bowling. So kudos to him. That would give himself some confidence. I know that the coach would be taking records of these. I know back in the days, Mr. Duncan would have sleeping how much miss field, how much drop catches. You know, so when you go back, you see a tally, and you have to reflect on those things for the next game. So certainly Grenada here in a strong position. 49, St. Vincent batting for 7 over number 24. Is he bowled?
He too is bowled.
And he's bowled?
Yes, he is.
He's bowled. First ball. Bartholomew's over in his fourth over, and St. Vincent in a state of bother here again. They're 49 for 8. Now, after yesterday, St. Vincent would have come in here winning their encounter against St. Lucia.
Very cock-a-hoop, yeah.
But certainly Grenada, after their defeat against Dominica, certainly has come with a better approach.
Yes,
and you can see them more livelier. They had an early warm-up, and it shows here now the efforts being employed in the field.
Having won yesterday, probably St. Vincent still on top of the mountain. They haven't yet come back down. And Grenada probably wanting it more. Grenada needs to win early now. And they're putting in the effort. So it will be left to the batsmen to complete the job, whatever St. Vincent would have managed at the end of the innings. We're in the, 24th over. So it's just 1 point. So, and St. Vincent have not really gone beyond 2.2. Yeah, in fact, they haven't gotten up to 2.5 runs and over. So if you're going to do a projection now at that rate, St. Vincent will probably score just about 52, 54, 55, between 50 and 55. So
that says a lot for the Grenadian bowlers and the attack. Being disciplined, and the field placement has been impeccable in my mind. Except for the poor fielding in the field, but the field placement and the discipline in the bowling as we speak. A ball down the leg side by Kivante, trying probably a quick ball into the batsman's feet, missing his length, and not capitalizing by the batsman. Swing down the leg side, but only could get 1 run from that. And that's one of the things that the batsmen have seen not being able to do, capitalize on the bad balls that have been being bowled.
Well, probably the batter, he feels that he's more competent to get runs. And again, a ball being edged past the hands of Hall, not being able to gather it. So another chance goes a begging.
And I'm not certain that Hall was alert. He is in first slip. The ball was almost directly to him, and the reflection here is that he was surprised from that. Now he has gone out of slip, and it's probably just a stopper here now.
So St. Vincent has gone past 50. They're 52. So can they get that another 8 runs that will probably take them up to 60 is the question.
That total, the Grenada might be dreading a short ball. Is he bowled? A quicker ball.
Yes. So
and Kavante again doing the damage. Ball tailing, quicker ball. Batsman came back, rushed, and was bowled. Kavante doing the damage. Like I said, he's one of the bowlers that can do a bit for you, and that would do great for his confidence. 3.4 over 7 runs, and he has picked up his second wicket so far in the competition.
So smart bowling there. There was a quicker one, and the batsman looking to hike it somewhere over the onside and rushed in the process, and the ball hitting the somewhere in the middle and leg stump. So he was bowled. So very good bowling in the conditions. That's perfect, what you call dead bowling.
But that is what he can do, and like I said, he can turn the ball both ways, sliders into the left-handers, and once he gets confidence in his bowling, you can tell that he will put the ball more consistently in the areas that would create some impact in the game, and he has done that just far.
Remember in that the batters had a chance to take 2 runs, and they only took 1. Of course, some of our sponsors, Flo, Grenada Super 6, yeah? Lotto Super 6 and Windward Cricket. Of course, all partnering in ensuring that this important tournament
One ball to your right,
comes
them
off
around.
and is well and truly on. Of course, these youngsters having an opportunity to showcase their talent. And this time played well. Beautiful shot. Probably that's the shot of the day. Yeah, shot outside the off stump and just cut down behind point on the offside. This time they gone for two.
It was an excellent shot.
Yes.
Came back, cracked it backward of point, timed it pretty well. And I'm certain that would give him some confidence. He probably telling coach, I had to go in a long time.
Yes,
I mean, if you wanted runs, you could have called on my name. But certainly it was a great shot. First ball and got in the right position and cut this one backward of point and picks up two, adding two more to the total. 54, sorry, for 9. And Grenada needed one more wicket to end the innings. What would St. Vincent do here? They're trying to see how much they can gather. As Justin was alluding to the sponsors, and we want to thank Flo, NLA, Super 6, Winner Islands Cricket, just to partner in and bringing the cricket live here, and the media coverage of Brainstorm Media Solutions, just having everything in the right proportion to bring this cricket to you live. Oh, another miss by the keeper down the leg side. Has not collected too cleanly. Going down the leg side, he has done good so far, collecting behind the stumps. But I don't know if it's fatigue. The sun is very hot, and not so far has collected the balls down the leg side very cleanly.
He's very tall, you know, and I think he didn't quite stay. He's bowled him.
Is he bowled? Bill
Yes, he
seems
is.
to be
Yes.
on the ground.
Yes, he is bowled. So that's the end of it. They haven't gotten to this 260, and they got to what, 57, and it will be very interesting to see how.
But it was a
Grenada will
strange
change
occurrence there. The bowler was about to bowl.
Yeah.
The keeper was not necessarily ready. And when the ball was about to bowl, then got into the right posture. Luckily that he was bowled. But that's the end of the St. Vincent innings. It's St. Vincent all out for 57 runs. We have Kamal Dick bowling 3 overs, 11 runs, 1 wicket. Jaden Bristol 4 overs, 7 runs, 1 wicket. Aaron St-Hilaire bowling his 5 overs, 1 maiden, 10 runs, 1 wicket. Ethan Abraham 4 overs, 2 maidens, 4 runs, 1 wicket. Ron Charles, his stinch 4.1 overs, no maidens, 13 runs, 2 wickets. And Cavante Bartholomew in his 4 overs, no maidens, 9 runs, 2 wickets. Batting for the St. Vincent team, we have Brinson Williams. He was caught and bowled by Kamal Dick for 3. Amar Lavier run out. R. Charles for 3. Ahmed Williams, he was LBW by Bristol for 2. Johnny, he was caught. Bartholomew bowled St-Hilaire for 4. Francois, he was bowled Bartholomew for 5. Cristiano Adams, he was LBW. R. Charles for 1. Darren Nanton, he was bowled R. Charles for 2. And Julian Adams, he was also bowled by Bartholomew for 2. And Jaden Cudence, he was bowled R. Charles for 1. Not out batsman Liam Baptiste, he was not out on 2. St. Vincent and the Grenadines batting first here at the last SAGESSE playing field, St. David's, all out 57 runs. Is that a total that you think that the Grenadian batsmen can get?
Well, we want to hope they can because yesterday they were, as I said, we keep saying, we keep repeating that they were only able to muster 61. And we think that is a manageable total. I think the conditions today are far better than we saw at the National Stadium in terms of the pitch. It's not holding, it's not bouncing as it did at the National Stadium. So one expects that the batsmen will be able to play a lot freer. And a score of 57, one expect and hopes that Grenada would be able to chase that down. And
But
certainly, if they do, that will certainly cast the cats amongst the pigeon, because it means that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who defeated the defending champions yesterday, is in danger of defeat by the Grenada team who lost yesterday. So it will certainly level the playing field out.
well, certainly it will be an uphill task for Grenada, because I'm certain with the bowling that St. Vincent would have displayed yesterday could give Grenada some problems with the swing that we saw from Williams and Cristiano yesterday. If they can do just that, the in swing in the air and off the wicket, if they can do just that today, that can cause a problem. What would St. Vincent do? Would they start off with Cristiano and Williams, or would they go with the regular seamers that they started off yesterday? Only time will tell. We'll be back here in a shot to see the inning of the Grenada under 15s.
All right, so welcome back to the SAGESSE playing field as we are about to bring you the chase. Grenada, they are looking to get 58 runs to win. And this the first encounter of the day. I know the Grenadians viewers, they will be happy with the team's performance. So they will be hoping that they can chase this 57, 58 set for victory. Welcome back, Mr. George, Troy George.
Well, thank you very much, Clyde. And I'm certain that the Grenadian batsmen will be looking to redeem themselves from yesterday's loss, as we see a good start by the Vincentian opening bowlers. Ball tailing back into the batsman. Junior doing well to defend.
So it's going to be Johnny in his first over. Left hand medium pacer, just looking to move the ball across the right hander. Ball not really bouncing that much. Really not digging it in. He's just looking to kiss the surface and allow it to go through.
Well, certainly the Grenadian batsmen will have their hands full with the St. Vincent Pacers. They have been showing good signs of swinging the ball, pitching the ball up, and creating some avenue for wickets. As we see here again, pitched up ball, swinging in just a bit, and the shot being stifled by Macmillan.
Macmillan will have to be careful here. I think the Grenadian team would need him to get off to a really good start if they're going to chase this total. Does have the capabilities, and I think a lot would rest on his shoulders.
And certainly the Grenadian batsmen would want to lay a good platform. Once they can not lose wickets early, definitely would create an impact on the game, possibly have St. Vincent nervous. Yeah. That's a good shot. That's a cut shot. Young Tudman, bottom edged. But the Grenadian batsmen would want to keep the score ticking. At least rotate the strike. If they're not getting the loose balls, they would want to put the pressure on the Vincentian fielders and bowlers by rotating the strike and keep the score ticking. And once that would happen, it would definitely cause panic in the St. Vincent dressing room.
Yes, certainly you want to put the pressure on. Here is Johnny in. Ball just outside the off stump. Batter there in Francis, just pushing at it slightly. Really not coming across to the pitch of the delivery. And at this stage you want to, yeah, exactly, he's rehearsing what he needs to do. You want to get that left foot across to get your head closer to the delivery.
He has a very wide open stance, facing the left arm seamer from over the wicket. Oh, that's a good delivery. Pitched up. He seems to be coming in. His follow through is almost to the other end of the wicket, Clyde. And he seems to have his tail up, confidence high. And that's a good delivery bowled by the bowler.
Yeah, that was really good. Looking at him pitching one away from the batter. And batter not coming across this time. He came a little closer and he got it to tail back in. So just certainly putting something in the mind of the batter that they need to look out for him in terms of the one that moves away and the one that moves back in.
Yes, and that's the hallmark of a good opening batsman. If you can see through the new ball that normally would give you that swing in and between, and once you can navigate that, I think Grenada would be in a good position to overhaul this modest total of 57.
So it will be Jaden Cordice. He will take up the attack from the pavilion end. And saw him yesterday. Bowled a pretty decent spell to start. And a lot will be resting on him to give the Vincentians even better start here today.
Yeah, if they can pick up a wicket, early wicket or two, that would certainly give them confidence. It's a pitch. The ball could be caught. Oh my! What has happened here?
Yeah, certainly a chance there. Gonna begging. No, nobody could have gotten close to that one. Did stay in the air for quite a while. And Macmillan just looking to turn that one off the hip. Only succeeded in getting the leading edge.
It seemed to have been slower than he thought. Turned the bat a little too early, getting a leading edge. And luckily for him, that it didn't fall to any hand. And they move on with the score being 2 in the second over so far. Oh, that's a wayward delivery. That's a bad delivery.
No ball signaled by the umpire, so it seems to have gone outside of the legal markings, which results in a no ball.
It would be a free hit. Grenada yesterday have not capitalized on any of the free hits that they were given against Dominica. Can they do now just that, capitalize on the free hit and keep the pressure on with the score just being 57 to get?
So Codice to Macmillan.
Yes, buddy, bowling.
Really just swinging, wafting at it, not really keeping his eyes on it, not looking to get across. I think he knew it's a free hit and the head went in the air very early, not really looking at the delivery.
Yeah, it oftentimes goes through the batsman's head that because it's a free hit, I just want to swing my hands at it instead of doing the correct thing, probably getting into the right posture and position to get to the ball.
So Codice again from the pavilion end, another wide delivery as the umpire signals now. Certainly needs to settle here because you don't have much to defend. He will want the team will need him to really bowl line and length and ensure that they build some pressure.
Well, St. Vincent have applied the same sort of field structure that Grenada would have done for them with a packed outside field, and that in itself would have created some pressure for the bowler to bowl in that corridor area consistently, and I think that would have been the reason for him bowling the 2 wides.
Again down the leg side, and the umpire will signal wide. So Codice yet to really settle in this bowling innings. He's bowled some 2 wides, 1 no ball, and 1 run coming off his over so far. So the score moves to 6 without loss. We're in the second over.
Well, extra seems to be plaguing both teams. I think Grenada in their bowling would have conceded over 23 extras. And if you take out 23 from the 57, that would just leave you a modest 34 runs that came off the bat.
Well, at this level, we expect that we will have some extras. The amount, I mean, you really will hope that they can keep it to as minimal as possible.
That's the second time that Macmillan has played a ball. Not sure he's playing defensive or he's playing an attacking shot. But if the fielder was just closer in, would have been an easy catch, 2 covers. So he needs to settle in a bit and assure himself and lead his team as the vice captain of the team in this innings.
Yes, certainly Codice into him. Down the leg side. Loud appeal, umpire not in agreement, shakes the head. And so Macmillan lives on. He's on 2. Francis not yet off the mark. Certainly he will want to make sure that he uses that bat a bit more and put a bit of pressure onto the Vincentians.
But he doesn't seem to be comfortable at this point, Clyde. He goes again. He's running without any call. He could be in trouble. Or the ball is dropped. But that is controversial. But he's given out.
Yeah, Macmillan going there. So the Vincentians, they have the breakthrough. Macmillan really not looking or calling through at his partner. And by the time the no was heard, the keeper was already looking to whip the bails off. And so Grenada lose their first wicket. Macmillan goes.
But that is bewildering, Clyde. He struck the ball, and the immediate intention was just to run down the wicket without any confirmation from the non-striker. And Francois, well, he wasn't going anywhere. He's still at the same spot that he was when the ball was played. But I don't think there was a single in any case. And I think Junior was not comfortable at where he is, and wanted to get off strike, but his batsman was not up to the task, and Grenada losing their first wicket in the run-out route, which is not good. This is not something that you want to start off your innings with.
Yeah, certainly against the run of play, no one expected that there. But the Vincentians, they will be happy. And Grenada just losing an early wicket, which, I mean, in the context of the game, you do not really want to lose early wickets. You want to set that platform and ensure that you put the pressure on the bowlers. So that brings Christian Niles to the crease. Left-handed Niles will be facing Jaden Codice. Dice up to Niles, short delivery, cuts well, can't pierce the field. Return sharp to the keeper. Good cricket all round.
Oh, it's an excellent shot by Niles. Frost up, back on the back foot, on top of the bunks, and covered it really well. Timed it really nicely. It's just a pity that it went straight to the fielder.
Yeah. Maybe playing it just a second later might have evaded the fielder. Certainly got it well. And a lot would rest on him. He seems to be the one that is attacking. He seems, looking at him in the game yesterday, he was able to use his defense well and attack when he needed to. Still maybe just need to maybe go to the gym, get a little bit stronger. He's a pretty short lad.
And I guess in time that he will develop that. But it would be interesting to see how Grenada goes here. Francis is not one of the batsmen to take quick singles. And if they're not getting back deliveries, it would be interesting to see how they would score. Would all the pressure be on Christian Niles to be aggressive and attacking and find the gaps when you're not rotating the strike? And I think key here, with the field reasonably spread, rotating the strike is something that we'd want to get the blood flowing, Clyde, and get your concentration more, that you would see the ball a lot better.
Yeah, again, another wicket going. Grenada not really doing the job as they should. Niles just guilty of playing across one that seemed to be pitching on somewhere on the off stump. Certainly not what there is required here by Team Grenada. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they're putting some pressure here.
Oh yes, like I said, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines opening pair and fast bowlers have been swinging the ball and causing some problems for the St. Lucian batsmen in the previous game. And I know if the Grenadian batsmen couldn't really stand to that, it would cause some problems for them. But 2 down, 7 runs, it's still anybody's game. And I think all the batsmen need to do is just settle themselves, think about what they need to do, and try to get the total. But it still remains when you're out there, Clyde. It's the pressure is all on you.
Yeah, certainly the pressure is on as Saint-Hilaire, Aaron Saint-Hilaire, he comes out to battle for Team Grenada. Jason Johnny picking up his first wicket, and he's in his second over. So he will be happy. His tail will be up as he's in. Short delivery to Saint-Hilaire, who defends. And a lot of rest on Saint-Hilaire. He's been around the under 15 setup for his second year. And so certainly the maturity and the experience will be something that is needed now.
Well, he's one of the more correct, compact batsmen in the lineup. Technically sound. Definitely would see he had a good stint in the bowling, and that would give him some confidence in his batting. Let's see how he goes.
Johnny just swinging that one, coming off the edge. He go through for the quick single. Again, well done by Saint-Hilaire. Just ensure that he covered the line of the swing and delivery. Ball just speeding off the edge and picking up an easy single. So this is what is needed. You want to play as straight as possible. You want to make sure that you play the ball back where it came from. And certainly there will be runs to hand. Again, this one just going past the bat. Flashing there is Francis. And you can see the jubilation, the joy on the St. Vincent and the Grenadine fielders.
Well, he's certainly creating some oohs and ahs in the wicket, swinging the ball into the batsman and getting the ball to just hold its line, going past the outside edge of Francis' bat. But it would be interesting to know, Clyde, what would be the strengths of the Grenadian batting pair here now. They're not the big, strong lads. How do you think that they would go about scoring here with a St. Vincent attack who's swinging the ball, keeping the ball up, and they have a very strong offside field?
Yeah, well, this is where you're hoping that they understand the dynamics of trying to get close to the ball and using a little risk just to turn it away from the fielder and try to, see how they can rotate, get it into the gap, make sure that they have enough time to run. Once it's in the gap and the fielders have to do their running, it means that they have an opportunity themselves to run. So they must be alert and prepared to run.
Oh, yes. Alert is the key word.
And this one just short of a length, and Saint-Hilaire just looking to cut it. Maybe got it to the middle of the bat, but really didn't get it into the gap. Straight to the fielder there at short cover.
But to me, he looked like he wanted to pull. And that's something that you, as a young batsman with not much strength, you try to how to find, okay, where are my strength, or where am I going to score runs when I come into the wicket? Is it that I'm going to pull, or am I going to cut, late dab, based on my strengths? And I think that is something that he has to think about when batting the Pacers. Because for me, if I'm not that strong to hit over the top or even pull over mid-wicket, my strength would be to cut, late dab, use probably get into the wicket, paddle behind square to pick up a single and keep the score ticking. Can he do that? Only time will tell here.
Yes, certainly they have to know their strengths. Looking to get into the right position for these, that's important. Even at this shot here, you have the line, you have the length, the ball is pitched up, you could put the arms straight and actually, but again, can they really assess and do these things? This is what will be important.
Yeah, well, I think after losing 2 wickets, a little bit of consolation will take place. He'll make sure that he settles himself, and put his team in a position where they don't lose any more wickets. So be more safe in his batting. He's pulled this one though. That's going down. It could be 4 runs. It could be the first 4 of the inning. That's well played by Aaron St-Hilaire.
Yeah, St-Hilaire really getting inside, and this is what I'm saying. You need to understand your movements in the wicket. He got inside of the line really nicely, and so all he needed to do was to add that little bit of timing to it, got it into the gap, and it was raced across the field for 4.
Yeah, it was a good technique too. Well outstretched hands and timed it well. That's the hallmark of a good player. Getting in the right position, outstretched hands, and pulling that behind square for 4. And that has caused a change in the field, Clyde.
So, nice. Shot again. He's back on the back foot, pulling again through mid-wicket. It goes for 1. They're thinking about the second.
Back up.
In the end, fielder getting onto this one and returning a pretty strong return to the keeper. But certainly this is what you're expecting of a number 4 batter. I think he's doing the right thing, getting across, making sure that he covers the line of the ball and looking to put his hands through the ball.
Oh yes, and the good thing about it is that he's trying to score. Sometimes we get short balls, and we have seen that in the Vincentian innings. They have gotten short balls, but they defended it. But he here now is looking to score a short ball. Preferably that shot, he probably would have cut, and that would have probably given him more benefits in terms of trying to pull a ball that was at least closer to the off stump instead of cutting it. And probably he could have gotten more 2 or possibly 4 on the offside. But got a single, and the score is ticking. The most important thing too, Clyde, is that they're keeping the score ticking after 4 overs.
Yeah, so after 4 overs, the Grenada are looking to chase 58. And they're 13 for 2. And so far, they will be happy with the start. Despite losing the 2 quick wickets, I think they've recovered well. This pair just needs to maybe bat on and look to bring them closer to the target, not leave the job to anyone else.
Yeah, well, St. Vincent was in a similar position, losing 2 early wickets. But Grenada here now would definitely want to stabilize themselves, build confidence. Talking to Aaron St-Hilaire this morning, he was saying, we're going to win this game. And he has done so brilliantly with the ball. And so far, he has come out with confidence in the bat. Possibly might be his day, Clyde.
Well, when it goes with you, it goes with you. That's just how it is. That's Johnny in. St-Hilaire looks to move across, cover up, really good technical play. I like to see that. And this is what you require from your youngsters. You need to show that they have mastered the basics. So Johnny in his 3rd over. He's bowled well, 1 for 3. But did ask a lot of questions of the batters. Still early days, only over number 5 in progress. Again, Troy, you look at that ball and what he's trying to do. It's on the off stump. Use the dab, as we said. You have to know that you're not strong enough to pull. So you want to dab it across, maybe get it down to 3rd man, pick up 1, pick up 2.
Yeah, and that is what I'm saying. The 4 would have enticed him for anything short now to pull. And the shot selection here was a bad one. You have to go back to your strengths. Yes, you got a 4, but you want to play to your strengths as much as possible. And that is something that I was thinking. I was thinking now, when he hits that 4, would he know anything that's shot? Would he go to pull? Or would he now go back to using the correct technique in the cuts or the late dab and pick up the singles, the 1s and 2s, and keep the pressure on St. Vincent?
So we have a free hit. A bowler just seemed to have overstepped the front crease there. And what will St. Hilaire do with this free hit? They've not been able to make use of the first one. Let's see what happens here now. It's a cross. It's hitting well. Going past the fielder there at short cover. What was important, he got it into the gap and he was able to get the single off. So good, well done there to St. Hilaire. Total moves to 15 for 2. A lot more of gap finding will be necessary. I just want to play down a little more to the ground and try to avoid the aerial route. It's Johnny in to Francis. Going past the outside edge of the bat of Francis. Francis just playing a little bit late on this one.
But I think he's expecting the ball to come up a bit more than what is happening in the wicket. So he has to reassess. A couple of balls that has played, either he's late or the ball would have passed beneath his bat, expecting the ball to be a little higher. So he has to reassess himself and look at the wicket that he's been playing on compared to what he probably been practicing.
Yeah, I think he's a bit slow in coming across. So really and truly, I think he needs to look at, and that's maybe for his coaching staff to look at the way he's standing. I think he's taking quite a long time to get across to the off stump, which, you know, would allow the bowler to beat him on the outside edge. And you have to remember, you need to cover the line and cover it quickly.
You're correct. I was just going to raise that point because he's actually batting leg stump, and his front foot is outside of leg stump. So it takes a while for him to take that leg to come all the way to the off stump to cover up for whatever swing or pace that may come from the pacers. So that is probably just some technical adjustments that he would have to make in his repertoire.
So we're gonna have a change in the bowling. From the pavilion end.
There we go, skipper. Wicket.
It's gonna be Cristiano Adams. He's bowling to St. Hilaire. Good start there from Adams. Adams bowled well yesterday to help to St. Vincent to pull off a victory yesterday over St. Lucia. Really did keep the ball wicket to wicket. Got a number of LBW decisions. I think he got a couple of them bowled. So I think this is the ace for St. Vincent here. If St. Hilaire can really see him off, that would be a good thing.
Well, most certainly, Clyde, and like I said, Cristiano and Williams, who I believe may come from the road end, would be the pick of the bowlers for St. Vincent to put any sort of doubt in the Grenadians' mind whether or not they can get up to that total. But if they don't crack, if Grenada can withstand the combination of Cristiano and Williams, definitely Grenada can come across here with a victory. But Aaron St. Hilaire is looking really, really, really compact so far.
Yeah, what he's doing well is that he's playing each ball on merit, and this is what you need. How long can he sustain that without having the scoreboard ticking over? That's the question. You do not want them to get flustered too early. You need to work on their patience out there. Let's see how it goes as Adams. St. Hilaire, this one just outside the off stump. Again, St. Hilaire following it nicely.
He's getting in good position, Clyde. I mean, he's really picking up the line and length and following the ball. That was well left. And like I said, he seems to be in good touch. He's timing the ball pretty well, getting in the right position, and head over the ball. He seems to be in good touch so far.
Adams outside the off stump. Wide signal by the umpire, and they will go through for 1 run. So 2 wides to the total. The umpire signals wide there. 2 welcome runs to Team Grenada.
Well, St. Vincent doesn't have enough runs to play with, and giving away extra runs is only adding to the Grenada cause in getting to this low total. And it would ease the pressure too of the batsmen in knowing that we are scoring and we're not losing wickets, and that would do well for the batsmen to come if they were to enter into the wicket again.
So here he is, Adams, pavilion end. Down the leg side. Umpire may have thought about it. Looking at the fact that Francis moves across his stumps to try to cover. Umpire may have just decided to be lenient.
Well, I'm wondering if he felt that it probably, hit something on the way going. Other than that, I think they should have be called a wide.
Short delivery and a lot of yes, no happening out there.
Over.
But all is well. So now the over comes to an end. That's over number 6. And at the end of 6 overs, Grenada in response to St. Vincent and the Grenadines 57, they're 17 for 2.
Yeah, Jashawn Johnny has bowled 3 overs, no maidens, 5 runs, 1 wicket. Jaden Kodais, 2 overs, no maidens, 9 runs, no wicket. Cristiano Adams, he has won 1 over so far, 2 runs. And we continue with Johnny. He's into his 4th over. But for me, Clyde, the alertness of the batsmen would have allowed the St. Vincent fielders to get away with a misfield. If they were more alert and attentive, they could have gotten a single and put an extra run to the score.
Yeah, and that's where they need to back up, as this one is just played down the leg side by Saint-Hilaire. The man at backwards square just running around and picking up. But certainly you want to be alert, you want to be backing up, showing intent that you need to rotate the strike. I think this is something that has to be foremost in the minds of these youngsters, because it does create pressure on the fielder. He will be looking to try to make sure that you don't get the run, could take his eyes off the ball. So they need to be tactical, these batters.
Here it is, and that's just what you were talking about. If you look at the non-striker in Aaron, he's looking at the bowler run up, and as soon as the bowler delivers, he would have taken 2 steps, which gives him an advantage in getting to the other end as quickly as possible. But not so with Francis. When he is backing up, he is stable in his inning, and that creates a friction, and I think that would have caused probably the run out from Macmillan, although it was not a run. But also, if you were backing up, you probably could have be ahead of the game to react quicker and to get a single.
Yeah, and these are the basic things that you want to teach your youngsters, especially at the developmental stage. When they can master this, it means that going forward to the under 17 and the under 19s, it would be ingrained in them. And certainly you will expect that they, as fast as they grow through the ranks, this more or less becomes autonomous. So here's Johnny. Wide delivery outside the stump. Asking the batter to come. Good strategy there. Just within the lines. The guidelines there for wide. And so umpire not really signaling wide because he was inside. But I like the approach. Try to get the batter coming to you. And hopefully he can play a false shot.
Well, he has gone around the wicket in Johnny. Seeing if he can probably get the ball to back into the batter. Possibly get an LBW or probably bowl. And as we see that even with Johnny going around the wicket, Francis still has not squared up he still has the wide open stance. And that, I guess that is something that he's comfortable with. I mean, Shana Paul has a wide open stance, but by the time the bowler releases, he is in a much better correct position to see the ball and play off the line.
Again, being played a bit aerial. Did get it into the gap, but good backing up by the field that wide mid-off. He was able to come around and stop the potential single. So at the end of over number 7, Grenada in response to St. Vincent 57, they're 19 for 2, and certainly they require another 39 runs for victory. They do have enough overs remaining, which is 18 overs. So it's not a matter of balls remaining, it's just a matter of playing sensible cricket from here on in.
Yes, the strike rate at this point, the current run rate is 2.71, and that is all they need to get them over the line. If they can increase that, it definitely will put them over the driver's seat and give them a position to pick up a win and their first victory in the tournament.
So it's going to be Adams to continue from the pavilion end in bowling to St. Hilaire. Pitched up, and St. Hilaire just pushing back along the pitch. Seeing some good signs here from Adams.
He has been swinging the ball, has a good action to in-swing the ball. So it would be nice to see him coming around the wicket and bowling to the left-hander and having that ball to just make some movement away. And there isn't a slip. So that says a lot in terms of what the Vincentians are looking at here. Would he just be straight? Because if he bowls outside the off-stump, he gets an edge. That gives the Grenadian batsman possibly a run. So I think they're probably still missing a trick. If he bowls outside the off-stump, allow Aaron St. Hilaire to drive, possibly get an outside edge, and have him to thinking now if he can go outside, have one to duck back in, you probably can get him LBW.
So again, this time we just pitching and leaving the left-hander. St. Hilaire playing down the line of the delivery, but you can definitely see a bit of movement on this one. So again, putting some doubt into the mind of the batter.
Excellent bowling by Adams here, and like I said, this is the skill set of the bowler. His action can tell you that he can definitely swing the ball, and he has done that yesterday, and he continues to prove himself right here. Like I said, he would be a handful for the Grenadian batsman.
Again, St. Hilaire just looking to pull this one, not really getting up as he may have wanted. Certainly not the sort of shot that you need at this time.
Yeah, I think he's looking at that gap between square and long on. Anything too straight, looking to capitalize. But I think if he came and just try and turn it on, it would still have probably got something off it. A full toss, driven down the ground with on the scamper. Misfield by the fielder. And they come in safe. If he picked up cleanly, he could have had a chance there, Clyde.
He could have, but I think what I like about the single is the fact that he struck it well. The mid-off had to move across. And in moving across, he had to keep his eyes on the ball because the ball was traveling. And so it allowed St. Hilaire the opportunity to run.
Yeah, and there was no hesitation. He was struck, and the non-striker was quick to react. And I think that was the good thing about that single here. And once they can do that, react quickly, respond, and then they should be fine.
And this one goes Francis LBW 2. Adams straight delivery, and Francis just playing outside of this one, which moved back slightly. If you look at the line in which he played, he was playing for the one that may be leaving him. And instead of leaving him, it came back. So a good wicket here. Good breakthrough for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah, so look, Adams continues to show his capability of taking wickets. He got 3 yesterday against St. Lucia, swinging in and causing a lot of problems for the batsman. And here again now, this one swinging it into the batsman. And like we said, Francis late again and coming across. And he's out for 1 after facing 16 balls. So not a good start of the tournament for Francis. Yesterday he didn't get much. And today again, haven't been able to trouble the score as much. He's a good batsman, but has a lot of work to do, Clyde.
Yeah, one of the areas I would really love to see him work is in terms of his stroke play. I think he's a bit too defensive as an opening batter. Shots where you expect that he's picking up, you know that he's seeing the deliveries, but to stand and maybe punch, maybe to turn, you're not seeing that. He prefers to just drop it right in front of him. And I think as an opening batter, you want to be able to move the ball, into different little gaps and pick up the 1s and 2s. So these are some of the areas. But in terms of his defense, he has a good defense game. He just needs to become a bit more attacking.
Yeah, so we see a change in bowling here. And Johnny now will be replaced by Williams. And this is the duo of Cristiano and Adams that would definitely tell how this game really turns out. They have caused problems for the St. Lucian batsmen. And certainly, at least Adams so far has been causing problems. He has bowled 2 overs for 3 runs. And just conceding, having 1 wicket, bowling 1 wide. So he has been consistent.
So it's going to be Ahmad Williams taking up the bowling from the road end. So far he started on a good line and length. I think one expects that he's going to do well here. What may be a little bit different is the fact that the ball is going to come onto the batters a little better. And so we look to see how St. Hilaire will adjust to that. The pace at which he bowls will also be very important. Outside the off stump, and St. Hilaire looking to drive square. It can't beat the fielder. Again, a really nicely tightly packed offside field. Again, having the slip in play, that's a good ploy. So far, he has settled in on a really good length, asking the batter to come forward. St. Hilaire doing well so far. It will be important that this pair stay and play balls on merit.
Well, the thing about Stewart is that Stewart is not wanting to defend much. So it would be of good character for me to see Stewart in the inning trying to defend a lot of balls. He's one that would want to attack the ball and want to go for his shots. That's a good shot, good drive.
Driving well, St. Hilaire. Not really able to get it into the gap. Maybe just closing the face a bit more would get him a single. Just to evade the fielder slightly.
But kudos to the bowler. He's bowling to his field. He's pitching the ball up. He's bowling in the good areas. Still might be just a touch too fast. If he probably slows it up a bit, entice Aaron St. Hilaire to probably go for a lofted shot. And then you can see probably picking up a wicket, and that can cause some serious problem for the Grenadian batsman.
Yeah, I quite agree with you. Maybe he just needs to slow it up slightly and just look to ask the batters to come at him, knowing and understanding that they may not be very strong, hitting straight over the top could induce a wicket. So after over number 9, Grenada 20 for 3. They need to get up to 58 for victory. Means that they require another 38 runs to win. How long or will they get there? That's the question. I know that the whole of Grenada will be backing them to get there. Adams again on the line of the stump. Stewart just playing that one really nicely. Good drive.
That was excellently played, Clyde, and timed it perfectly. He came in, eased on it, and just used some wrist work on that, and it went quickly to the fielder. That was surprised me. If he can stay there for a while, it would be interesting to see how this goes.
And this one down the leg side, on wide signal by the umpire. Total moves up by 1. So again, if this pair who seem to have a good understanding of the competencies of batting, if they can stay together and really rotate the strike and bring up, they should be able to get Grenada home.
And that's the key thing here, Clyde. Rotation of the strike. If they can rotate the strike, it's 2 left-handers. But if they can rotate the strike, at least it would give them some confidence that we're closer to the total, and that would give the ease of the batsman coming in of the total that we have to get. I mean, we still have Ethan Abraham, Kivante Bartholomew, and Kamal Dick, who can hit it a long way. But still, runs on the board is runs on the board, and that's scoreboard pressure.
So Adams into his 3rd over. Bowling to Stewart on the line of the off stump. Can't pace the field.
He's making a launch forward. The intention for him is to get forward quickly. So he's making a launch forward, and that's not bad because the pace at this level is not one that he would bowl short and have him to react to a short ball. So he's making a good intention and getting forward and probably mustering the swing that Cristiano is getting.
Again, wide down the leg. Stewart sweeping. Just taking a little too long to turn. Is Sintile and was sent back. Certainly they need to run the first run a bit faster to make sure that they get that opportunity for the second.
It was a good call to send him back, but then again we go back to now being very decisive in your calling. I think if they were decisive to run for a second run, it would have been easier for them in that instance.
Adams just missing his run there. Sintile on strike. He's batted well, some 9 from 29 deliveries. Has shown some patience. Shown that he's ready to play the ball where it came from. Adams again. Yorker length delivery, well played by Sintile. Keeping that run out.
Well bowled by Adams. He's really putting in the effort. So far in his 3rd over, coming from the pavilion end, and it's not an easy task to run up that hill, put in the effort, but definitely he has been bowling stump to stump and allowing the batsman to play, and that's key. Anything can happen when you pull the ball on the wicket.
Quite agree with you there as he's in, and this one is pulled by Sintile, and no ball signal by the umpires. It races into the boundary. So well done by Sintile. Got into the line of this one and swiveled nicely, Troy, to get it into the gap. And was a bit high. He handled it really well to get 4 runs and still have the free hit.
Well, that's good mature batting by Sintile. Covered it really nice. Ball aiming at his head. Sometimes at the junior level, some of the guys would duck. But Aaron up to the task, pulling it down beyond square and getting his second boundary, and the second boundary of the inning, actually. So he has been showing good taste. That's a good drive. That's a lovely drive. That could go all the way. It's 4 more. That is a superb shot by Aaron St. Hilaire. He is in good nick. He is putting his team in a good position, Clyde, here. And his hometown, his father is here, and he has good support. And I think that would give him some confidence, Clyde. That was a brilliant shot.
Yeah, it really was a brilliant shot. And what I like about it is that he played it where it came from. He got really good connection, good timing. He didn't try to swing across the line. It was excellently played, full face of the bat. The bowler could do nothing but watch it go past him and into the boundary.
That's excellent cricket. That's what we came to see, youngsters using the technique and the skills that they have been exhibiting so far, and that's what we want to see. Down the ground, in the V's, playing in the right selected shots. This is a great inning so far by St. Hilaire. 17 off of 32, and he is leading his team from the front. He bowled well, and he continues to do well here with the bat.
Adams again just turning that one slightly, using the wrist, getting it into the gap, and this is really good batting.
Oh, excellent batting by St. Hilaire, rotating the strike, being the senior player here, showing his throat how it's being done. Seeing it as a pro, he looks like he's been here for a while. He has been playing for Grenada at a young age, and now he is at the senior level. Even at this age, is proving that his skill and his effort is showing off here today, and it's kudos to him.
Yes, certainly he is capable, has good temperament. I think you can see definitely that his skill set is high. He understands playing the ball, back where it came from. Right there was an exhibition of just using a little bit of wrist, turning the face and getting it into the gap. So certainly a lot to look forward to in terms of his movements forward, St. Hilaire. So it's going to be Ahmad Williams. Just bowling to St. Hilaire. A loud shout. Umpire not in agreement. Ball just seemed to have pitched down the leg.
And there we have it, Clyde. Not being aware of the circumstances. Ball hit the player on the pad. No fielder went to the ball. And they could have gone there for an opportunity for a single. And here we have it again, another appeal. So Ahmad, like I said, causing some concern here, causing some problems for Aaron St. Hilaire. He's playing on the back foot when we think that he should come forward. Would he make the adjustment? That's a lovely drive, but doesn't pass the bowler. Collects cleanly, and Ahmad here is bowling really well, Clyde. Pitching up the ball in the area of corridor of concern. Here again. Just enough to have Aaron think whether or not I should be forward or whether I should be back, with a little bit of away movement and darting into to him. He would be a handful.
Yeah, St. Hilaire just looking to go big there. Again, I don't know if Ahmad heard you, but he just seemed to in this over be bowling a little bit slower and allowing the ball some loop. So we look at him here from the road end again, just giving it that little loop. Asking St. Hilaire to come and meet him.
He's getting his overs too quickly too. And Grenada would want to look at that. 11 overs gone so far. Grenada in a strong position nonetheless. 33 for 3 with Aaron St. Hilaire on 18, and Aaron Stewart, he's 1 off of 3 balls.
Yeah, certainly a good strong position here. They will want to capitalize, and maybe this pair just try to bring them home or as close to a victory as possible. They require another 25 for victory. Do have quite a few overs. This is only over number 11. So we still have 14 overs remaining to get this 25 runs. Nothing to panic about. Just look to pick up maybe the 1s and 2s see how they can get home.
And that's correct. All they need to do is occupy the crease. Occupying the crease and putting yourself in a good position to score, keep the overs ticking. And as we see a change in bowling here, Liam Baptiste, he has taken over from the pavilion end, and we have spin from both ends now. How would the Grenadian batsmen attack this? Would they go all-out attack, try to score quickly? Well, that's a hard shot. Dropped by the bowler. Boss through hand. That was well timed by Stewart. He did hit it hard, but as again an opportunity for St. Vincent to take a wicket, and you would consider it to be a drop catch.
Yeah, it will be considered a drop chance, but certainly was struck well by Stewart. St. Hilaire looking to get inside the wicket and pull. Did well to get onto it.
He has to be careful, St. Hilaire, in playing those short balls, because the ball is not bouncing as high as he had expected. So he has to be careful with coming back on the back foot and looking to play those short balls.
But he's just going to the off stump. St. Hilaire not able to really cut that one. Yes. 34 for 3 in over number 12. Again, good flight, good pace to his bowling there, Baptiste. St. Hilaire, you can see him just triggering, wondering if he should go forward or if he should wait and allow it to come to him. In the end, he played it well. This is what you want from your spinners, you know, just having the batter to be a bit indecisive. It's Baptiste. Full this time,
Oh,
St. Hilaire
lovely
drives.
It's great batting by St. Hilaire. It's a super shot. Driven down hard. Fielder didn't collect cleanly. Ricochet off of him and went to the mid-off, and they concede 1 run. St. Hilaire goes on to 19. The score moves on to 35 for 3 of the 12 overs. Grenada in pursuit of 57.
And so far this pair doing well. They've put on some 15-run partnership after 2 quick wickets went down. Williams will continue. Continues from the road end. Bowling to Stewart. This one keeping a bit low. Umpire not moved. May just have pitched somewhere along the leg stump. Outside the leg stump. We're looking to turn it away from.
Well, he has to be very careful, Clyde. Ahmad has struck him twice around that area. And it's clever bowling by Ahmad. The pace, slowing it up, having him to play on the back foot, and then probably just a quicker one, having him being caught on the crease. But that seems to be just tunneling down the leg side, and the umpire giving the batsman the benefit of the doubt here. But certainly, if we had replay, then definitely the St. Vincent team would definitely call for the third umpire to come into play.
Yeah, again, the line just seems to be leg stump and looking to turn across the right-hander. And I think this is where he just needs to maybe make the adjustment and pitch it a little bit more on the middle stump. This time he's out. As I was just alluding to, you want to make sure you get it just about middle, that even if it pitches and moves, it should be able to cannon into the off stump. And right here, he's gone Stewart, LBW to Williams.
Yeah, this one was a lot fuller. It looked cannon into middle and leg. I think previously that's why the umpire probably didn't not give it because the ball dropping and it's heading down the leg stump. So she would have given the benefit of that's umpire Afia to the batsman. But this one was fuller, hitting Stewart on the toe, and a judge in LBW, he goes for 2, and Grenada losing their 4th wicket for 46. Here comes the captain now, Ethan Abraham. I wonder what would be the instructions here from the coaches and the thinking of the captain coming in. Just needing 22 more runs to win. Would he be able to use his muscles? Has the power to hit sixes in the SAGESSE playing field? But would he be conservative to try and rotate the strike, allow St-Hilaire to be the leader here, and he could observe and watch and buy his time? What do you think?
Well, certainly knowing that Abraham has the ability to strike the ball, I would instruct him to strike it well, make sure that he can pierce the gaps. He's strong. He has one thing he wants to do is to keep his shape, play the ball properly on merit. And this one goes past the leg stump. It's going to run close to the boundary, runs into the boundary now. And so it's 4 runs, 4 wides signaled by the umpire. But certainly you want Abraham to make sure that he plays on merit. Put the ball into the gaps. Wherever possible that you can score the big one. And just to ease the pressure and bring it home a little bit easier.
Yeah, well, 5 runs to the total. That brings up the score to 41 for 4. Grenada in pursuit of 57 here at the SAGESSE playing field.
Yeah, and you see the intent, but what he needs to do is to keep the eyes on the ball for as long as possible and make sure that he gets the good connection. I think he was just looking to hit that one a little too hard.
But it's good to see that he came out here and it still has a positive intent, and I think that's the right approach. You don't want to be bogged down and be too tight, and next thing you'll be disappointed with pushing a ball into the bowler's hand by being too defensive. And I think the right approach is to try and be aggressive or attacking and see how much they can get closer to the total, and hopefully the players in the back end could see them over.
Well, that's how it goes. It's all about using the right strategy, the right approach, being clear in terms of the instruction given and how they process the instruction as the over comes to an end. So after 13 overs, Grenada in pursuit of 58 for victory. They are 42 for 4 at the end of over number 13.
It's a healthy strike rate, a strike rate of 3.23. Aaron St-Hilaire has been the lead here, coming in at number 4, having 2 boundaries, hitting some really, really good shots straight down the ground, timing the ball really nice. And he would definitely want to be the one to stay there and bat. And as we see, that's what I'm saying, have to be careful with batting on this end of the wicket, facing the pavilion. The ball is not bouncing as much as they would like, and as you see here, Abraham getting an inside edge, and this one pulled around behind square, hasn't timed it well. The fielder comes across and they would come back for 2, an easy 2. Much better running here because Abraham and St-Hilaire much better quicker runners than the previous players, and they come across for 2. But I think Abraham would have missed out here on a bad ball, angling down the leg side, with the sort of power that he has. Should have probably picked up 4, Clyde.
Yeah, maybe just getting too much of a good connection onto it as he's bowled now. Baptiste striking really not what you want from Abraham. I will call it a really naughty shot, looking to sweep a ball that is, you're nowhere close to it. Really not keeping his eyes on the ball, not getting into a good position. It's really a nothing shot.
Clyde, like I said, it's all well and good to be attacking, but then you want to be selective in your attacking play, and that ball was not there for it. You just came in. You got a short ball. You got 2 from it. I think the next thing here is just to see off. It's just 13 more runs that you need to win the game. And as a senior player, the captain of the team, I think that's very disappointing from Abraham, and he has to be accountable for the sort of level discipline that he displayed in terms of the shot selection that he would have chosen to play at this time of the game.
Yeah, certainly. Again, not adhering maybe to the instruction given. You will tell the youngsters, all right, be positive, play, put away the bad ones, but really you can't put away deliveries like this in that manner. Still have to keep your technique intact. Look to play the ball as best as possible with the straight bat.
Yeah, not just that, Clyde. I think that there's onlookers and there are selectors here. It tells about your character. It tells how much you're thinking about the game. And ability is one, skill is one, but the mental thought in the game says a lot, and that's one of the things that selectors would be looking for too. In terms of how you carry yourself, how you think about the game, the assessing the game, the situation of the game, and how you really handle it. And I don't think that he did justice to that for his team as the captain leading front. But here we have Hall, the incoming batsman, and he's very solid. He's technically correct.
So Hall replaces Abraham and has started well, looking just to lunge forward and make sure that he plays on merit. But he's just landing in some good areas, picking up his first wickets. This one full, and Hall not putting away that one. Really not able to find any connection there, Hall. Maybe just taking his eyes off the ball a little too early. You get a freebie and you want to make sure that you put it away, but you have to first time it and place it well in order to get it to the boundary.
Yeah, well, he just got in. He's a very conservative batsman. Plays within his rights. Doesn't drive him as much. He's very defensive in his approach. But got a freebie, got a full toss, and what should have been put away, he was not up to the task. But here we have Ahmad trying to get this wicket here. If St. Vincent could possibly get Scintilla with Grenada 44 for 5, this could be very interesting. It's a good shot, driven down the ground mid-on, and comes around, and they would get 1 run. If St. Vincent could only work hard at getting possibly Scintilla, or keeping Scintilla off strike and possibly bowl into the incoming batsman, maybe they can put some further inroads and cause panic in the batsman coming. We know there is Cavante Bartholomew, and Jaden can hold his end. He's a very confident batsman from Karaku, and Kamal Dick, who can hit it a long way. But with score on the board, wickets tumbling, there is always the panic and the rash shots come into play.
Yeah, so a lot for them to think about at this level, but this is the game of cricket. You have to really think about what you're doing. You have split seconds to make your decisions. It's not always easy. I mean, we can think it out here, but at the end of it, it's up to the boys to execute. As Williams going past the bat there of Hall. Hall just a little bit late on that one. Wants to make sure that he doesn't get beaten. Again, just...
And like I said, he's a very defensive minded batsman. Opens the baton at times, but he's very selective. Here's one thing, he's very selective in his shot. And I know his dad would be here cheering him on. But he's not as attacking as you would have the Abraham. So this might be good for Grenada in terms of because the run rate is not an issue. Getting the run is not an issue. It's occupying the crease. And I think he can possibly help Scintilla in getting Grenada over the line here.
Right, so 15 overs gone. Grenada 45 for 5. They have another 10 overs to get 13 runs for victory. So really nothing to panic about. Just to look to rotate, pick up the twos. This one is cut by St. Hilaire. Can't pierce the gap. Again, playing on merit, St. Hilaire really has looked good this innings. He's on 21 from 48 deliveries.
He has looked the part, Clyde. He has taken on the mantle of carrying his team. There's another pull shot down deep mid wicket, but fielder comes in and they only can get 1 run. But he has looked the part. He has taken the bull by his horn and say, listen, I'm going to carry my team through. And so far he has done well. Can he see his team all the way? There's still another 13 runs to get. 12 runs actually. And anything can happen. 4-5 wickets. I've seen yesterday 5 wickets fall in the St. Vincent batting inning for just about 7 runs. So, it's edged. Passes the slip hand on the right, and Hall gets away here. And that's another thing. I saw Adams in slip yesterday. Going down, but not really being prepared to either move left or right, and that ball piercing the keeper and for a slip, and that's a disappointing there for St. Vincent. A chance going down, I would believe, Clyde.
Yeah, it went rather quickly to him, but he's quite a good distance away from the keeper. Maybe just needs to get a little tighter. St. Hilaire looking to drive square. Getting good connection, but again can't get it past the fielder at point.
But that's good batting by Sinclair. That one was flighted outside the off stump, enticing for a big drive, but he weathered it really nice. He waited on it, covered the bounce and the slowness of the ball, and drived it through backward of point. Couldn't get a run, but was really controlled by St. Hilaire. He's really exhibiting what it takes to bat at this level and even go further. Kudos to him.
Again, just a bit faster there by Batiste. And St. Hilaire just equal to the task. Really has played with a good level of maturity. It's not really tried to beat the cover of the ball, as we would say in cricketing terms. Certainly played on merit. So the total moves now as we have a water break. And Grenada requiring 11 runs to win from 9 overs. They're 47 for 5 after 16 overs. And just to remind you what has taken place so far. Grenada in response to St. Vincent and the Grenadines 57. And Junior Macmillan, he was run out for 2. Faced some 9 deliveries, batted for some 12 minutes. Giovanni Francis, he went. LBW Adams for 1. He faced some 16 deliveries. Christian Niles, he went LBW to Johnny without scoring. Aaron St. Hilaire has really played brilliantly so far. He's not out on 22 of 52 deliveries, batted for some 57 minutes, and has struck some 3 fours. Heron Stewart, he was LBW Williams for 2. Ethan Abraham really a bit disappointed in the way that he got out. He got out bowled by Batiste for 3. Faced some 5 deliveries and batted for 2 minutes. And Hall, who has joined St. Hilaire at the crease, he's not out on 1 from 8 deliveries. And so Grenada requiring another 11 runs for victory. Bowling for the St. Vincent and the Grenadines team, Jason Johnny. He so far has bowled 4 overs, 7 runs, picked up 1 wicket. Jaden Codice, he has bowled 2 overs for 9 yet to pick up a wicket. Cristiano Adams, he bowled 3 overs, 16 runs, has picked up 1 wicket. Ahmad Williams, 4 overs, 2 maidens, 8 runs, picking up 1 wicket. And Liam Batiste, his 3 overs cost him 6 runs and he has 1 wicket to his name. And so certainly a hard fought game. Well done to these boys. They've bowled well. Adams just going a bit expensive in his last over. His final over, he was a bit expensive. But outside of that, I think they have bowled well, put the ball in good areas. St. Hilaire has been really equal to what has been happening, and so far has been the only batter that seemed to really be prepared to do what is necessary.
Oh, it's certainly Clyde, and I think the coach of the Grenada national team would certainly be pleased by the performance of Aaron St. Hilaire here today. He did bowl well with the ball. He bowled his 5 overs, picking up, I think, 2 wickets for 13 runs. And here he is with the bat, giving off an all-round performance with 22 so far. So Grenada here at this stage, water break. Instructions from the St. Vincent here. They need to get 5 wickets. What would they do now? Would they go back to Johnny, the left arm seamer, see if he can crack probably a couple Yorkers in to get St. Hilaire? Would they continue with Williams, or do they have an ace up their sleeve that they can bring here, and a golden armor to come and get a wicket, and then now channel to see if they can get the further 4 wickets? But let's see how they go about the attack. Would they have a change in field? Would they keep the guards in? Would they have the players up mid-off and mid-on, or would they have a long off or a long on, to see how much they can really put the Grenadian batsmen under pressure, and see how they can pick up the wickets, Clyde?
Well, they are going to continue with Williams from the road end. Certainly they may be looking to just tighten up the field, make it really difficult, and maybe ask the batters to go over the top. Still quite a bit of space there for the singles. And this one is turned, and no chance of a run. But Williams not starting the way they may have liked. Offside field still in play. You want to keep the batters playing within that channel.
Yes, and you can see as we speak, Clyde, that there was some change in the field. They have the mid-on and mid-off up, and they're trying to squeeze now the life of the Grenadians so they would not, pick up easy singles. And I think the Grenadians have to be alert. Seeing that, trying to probably manipulate the field wherever they can, try and get the quick singles, and when the fielders come in, possibly take a chance to go over the top, depending on the line and length or delivery that's being bowled.
Yeah, certainly they have to do a lot of thinking here, the Grenadians. Certainly St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they have come out with purpose to try to stifle the run scoring. This one is a full delivery, hit hard into the gap, and they will pick up 1. It's very good running, very good playing by this pair. Being able to just get it to that man who has to run around from mid-off to get to it, and they were able to pick up a single. So as we say, no need to panic, just play ball on merit, push it to the gap. They certainly will get runs. St. Hilaire in strike. This one is sharp, pitching on the line of the stump. The umpire raises the finger. St. Hilaire goes. What a blow struck there by the St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They came back from the water break with a bit of purpose, and it has brought a wicket. St. Hilaire, LBW to Williams. Really a big blow.
It is a big blow for the Grenadian batting lineup. St. Hilaire would have been a stalwart so far for them, but he departs. In come the new batsman, that's Cavante Bartholomew. Can the rest of the batsmen stay there to get the next nine runs, Clyde?
Yeah, that's what's important. They have to make sure that they get over the line. And you have a very good opportunity for this pair just to see them home. No reason to panic. There's a lot of time. What may be required, maybe just about, I would make it 1.3 runs per over. Really nothing to talk about. You may just get an odd wide or you know, a little no ball here and there. So really, just occupy the crease.
Clyde, you wouldn't believe it. That was the last over for Williams. So who is going to replace Williams? He has been brilliant so far for his team. Bowling his 5 overs for 2 maidens, 9 runs, and picking up 2 wickets, and the crucial wicket that of Aaron St-Hilaire.
Certainly a lot for them to think about, but so far the bowlers for the St. Vincent and the Grenadine team, they have done well. So they do have options, and they will want to use the options that they have as best as possible and make sure that they keep it tight, wicket to wicket. Maybe just tighten the field a bit, bring the fielders in, cut off any chance of the easy single, force the Grenadians to go over the top, and it could just spell disastrous for them.
Well, like I said, we have seen 4 or 5 wickets fallen for 5 runs. And could this be the climax of climaxes here at the last SAGESSE playing field, with Grenada just needing 9 more runs? But St. Vincent, they only need 4 balls or just 4 wickets. And that could be very interesting as we see a change here in the pavilion end. And is it Johnny that's coming back? Yes, as we spoke. Have your left-hander come back, your speedster, to probably duck one back in. I'm guessing that he would be looking all out, Yorker, pitched up balls, and trying to get LBW all ball long here. And, you know, try to carry further inroads into the Grenadian batting lineup.
So it's Jishon Johnny coming from the pavilion end, and he's going to be bowling to Hall. Hall is on 2 from 12. There's a wide delivery served up first, just maybe easing whatever little pressure that may be building on the Grenadians. And again, Troy, having your pacer back, it does mean that he needs to have a really good control in terms of line and length. Anything offline possibly could go to the boundary faster. And so the batters just may have an opportunity to score a bit faster.
Yeah, but I will take my chances with my opening pacer, giving him the ball. And if that happens, well, then that happens. But I would give it to my pacer to see, here's what, I'm into the lower end of the batting lineup, and I would want to put the ball in my pacer's hand. This is the last over to give himself an opportunity to probably pick up a wicket or 2 here, to see if we can really pull a remarkable win from Grenada here.
So Johnny, this one, he goes across the line, the finger will be raised, and another batter goes. So St. Vincent and the Grenadines striking. Johnny, as you rightly said it, Troy, getting the breakthrough here. Hall goes LBW Johnny, and Grenada seem to be sinking further into trouble.
Well, Clyde, like I said, I wouldn't want anything better here to bring my pacer in and to dot the ball into the batsman, left arm to left arm, looking for Yorkers or looking to get an LBW, and just that exactly what happened. St. Vincent pulling the right card, picking up the wicket of Raheem Hall, and he departs. And here comes the new batsman. That would be Kamal Dick. Now, Kamal Dick can hit it. He can hit it, but does he have the technical fortitude to withstand swinging balls and yorkers that would be bowled by Jashawn Johnny? And that is the critical aspect of it. Or would they look to give Bristol the strike? Because Bristol is a compact player. If you saw from the first shot that he came in, cut short, timed, back with a square. So he has confidence in himself. If you watch him walk and you watch him talk, he's a sort of person that, hey, I can do all things, you know what I mean? So he has confidence, and hopefully that Kamal can probably weather the storm and possibly give him the strike and see if Grenada can get these last remaining 8 runs to win. But it's 3 wickets to get, 8 runs, and it's going to be an interesting counter here at the SAGESSE playing field. 9 runs to win. Grenada trailing by 8 to tie, 9 to win, with 3 wickets remaining. It's going to be interesting, Clyde.
Yeah, it certainly will be interesting as Johnny in. Shot delivery, hit on the pad and loud appeal. Umpire not in agreement. Certainly a lot of action happening here. It's going down to the wire, this one down to a lot more overs to be bowled, but certainly the wickets in hand is the concern.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Johnny has 3 more deliveries in his overs, and then we have Cordais to bowl. You have Adams has 2, and you have Batiste that has 2. Who will the St. Vincent team go for if they don't pick up any wickets here? But it's up.
This one is hit high over the top. It's going down to the boundary.
It's almost 4.
It's touch and go. It's going to go over the ropes.
Kamal has gotten 4 runs. Well, he's a no-nonsense batsman. Anything pitched up, he will go off it. And that is a welcome boundary by Grenada. He's not one, like I said, to look to stay and bat. So it's either he's out or the ball would be dispatched. St. Vincent and the Grenadines here now would have to look to compensate for Kamal's hitting. Would he continue hitting? Grenada only needs 5 more, 4 to tie, 5 runs to win. Would he continue going? If the ball is pitched up, I'm bet you that he would keep going. That's the way he plays. Seen him in the practice session, he would have hit some lofty 6s in the La Poetry playing field. Probably lost about 2 balls. He can hit it far. He can clear his rope by far as well. So he's a big lad, tall lad from Karakou. Once he connects, trust me, it stays hit.
So Johnny under a bit of pressure. He's into his last over, 2 deliveries remaining. Slower delivery, wide of the stump. Umpire took a while, but eventually signaling the wide delivery. So Grenada inches closer, 1 hit away from victory. As I said, as we continue to say, lots of overs remaining. Only concern is the wicket column. It's 54 for 7 Grenada, requiring 58 for victory. Johnny to Dick. This one is lifted. It's going. It's high. A fielder going after it. And they get 1. They pick up 1.
So, like I said, Clyde, if it is pitched up, he will keep going. Not making good connection here. That one taking height and just going over the middle wicket area, and they just picked up 1 run. 1 run added to the total. Grenada inches closer to the total. They only need 3 now, with 3 wickets in hand. Can Cordais produce another delivery to pick up a wicket in his last delivery of his spell?
Oh, Johnny, final delivery of his spell. Batter just pulls away. And really, the drama of the WINLOTT Islands under 15 competition. We had a bit of drama yesterday afternoon. St. Vincent versus St. Lucia. Here again, St. Vincent in action, coming up against Grenada. And we do have a bit of tension. It's Johnny in his final delivery of his spell. Wide delivery. And so Johnny just doesn't seem to want to stop bowling here. It's been a while that he has one delivery.
Yeah, I think the tension and the atmosphere, the extra effort in trying to get that ball tailored into the left hander would have pushed him to bowl that wide. And that happens when, you know, you have pressure. The mantle is on you as the lead fast bowler to try and do something special. And but he has to have better control in this stage.
Here he is, ball on the stump, going past the edge of the bat. A loud appeal. Umpire not in agreement, and I think the over will come to an end. So that brings an end to the spell of Jason Johnny. 5 overs and really picking up 2 good wickets. 2 for 15 from his bowling. Certainly bowled well. He was entrusted to do a job. He did the job. He got the wicket in the over. Just to add a bit of tension to what has been a really a good game for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and a good exhibition of skillful batting by St. Hilaire.
Oh yes, certainly. St. Hilaire has to be the so far the player of the match. Bowling his 5 overs and then coming to stabilize the innings for Grenada. Unfortunately, he got out by Williams. Good delivery, tailored to him, and being a judge LBW, he would be disappointed, but at the same time, I think he would have done enough to put his team close as possible to victory. And Grenada here now only needs 2 runs from 7 overs. So it's only a matter of time, and we have Dick here, Kamal from Carriacou, who certainly anything pitched up, he would go. I don't think he would block any or look for a single. He's if anything, it would be a surprising bit for him to look for a single. He just practiced a forward defense, but knowing the character of the guy, I'm certain that he would not defend once the ball is pitched up. But we have a change in bowling, and coming from the River Road end.
So it's going to be Nanton, Denroy Nanton. He's going to bowl the final over as Dick looks to go big. And really, as you said, he's not going to compromise anything up there. He seems prepared to go at it. That one just hitting him high above the pad. It does sting a bit when it hits just over the knee roll. 2 required by the Grenadians. One expects that they will get home.
Well, they should get home from here, but you never know, Clyde. Anything can happen in the game of cricket.
In wide down the leg side. White ball signaled by the umpire. It got a loud appeal, but certainly the umpire may have heard something.
Well, there seems to be a lot of concern here by the wicketkeeper and the players of the St. Vincent team, thinking that they possibly on the edge by the batsman. Asking the square leg umpire, how is that? But the square leg umpire is not in the right position to make that decision. Pitched up ball here by Nanton, driven back by Kamal, and there is no run. Grenada now just needing 1 run for victory. The scores are tied, and right now it's sort of inevitable, Clyde, that Grenada having 3 wickets. 1 run, you think?
Well, they can't lose. That's the key thing here.
What's that?
They can't lose from here.
Yes, boy! Yes, boy!
And another wicket goes. So Dick, he goes LBW. LBW Dick off the bowling of Nanton. And so more drama unfolds here at the last SAGESSE playing field as Grenada, they require one more. Let's look at the replay here. Ball pitched and Dick looking to make that mighty swing over the mid-wicket region, being struck plumb in front. And so the umpire took a while, but eventually gave the decision. And so the drama
continues, Clyde. Like I said, he's not one to look to defend. If the ball is up in the area, he would swing his bat. And missing this one pitching on around middle and off, and hitting him on the knee roll, but he was bent. I'm trying to slug it. Here we look at the replay. Yep, ball just around. Yep, just around off stump, hitting middle, and I think well judged decision by the umpire to give that one out. I think Kamal could have tried to one run, probably look for a single, but like I said, it's not in his nature, so I can't blame him. But the new batsman comes in, and that's Ron Charles. He's also an opening batsman, a capable batsman, and that. So surprising that he's batting so low down. But here we go. Grenada only needing one run for victory.
Nanton just bowling on or offside the off stump. And certainly Charles equal to the task of keeping that one out. They require only one run for victory. They're in over number 19. Over number 19. They will look to close off the game here, Grenada. Just need one run. Nanton. In driven nicely through the gap. It's gonna go past the infield. They go for one. One is needed. They had the opportunity for two, but they were prepared just to run the one. Had the opportunity for two, but just deciding one is what they require, and they're going to just take one. And so that brings an end to a very interesting and exciting encounter. Grenada versus St. Vincent. Grenada coming up trumps.
Oh yes, congratulations to Grenada. I think they bowled well. They were disciplined in their bowling. Scintillate again, the pick of the players. I think the man of the match so far. And Grenada would be happy with a win. They lost their first game against Dominica, and to come here and to defeat St. Vincent, who defeated St. Lucia in their first game, which opens up the competition really nicely. That teams are one win each, except for St. Lucia, but they will be playing Dominica next, and can they win against Dominica, it will definitely set everything in a very nice position for the competition, Clyde.
Yes, certainly will just open the competition again if St. Lucia can get a victory. If Dominica wins, it means that they will go top, and certainly it makes for a good, interesting encounter next. But just to give you a breakdown of what has taken place, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they lost the toss this morning. Grenada sent them into bat, and Grenada justifying the fact that they sent them to bat, they bowled them out for 57, and Grenada in response to that 57, and they were led by Aaron Saint-Hilaire with 22 really good, attractive runs from Saint-Hilaire. He batted really well. Macmillan, he had 2. Francis, he went for 1. Stewart, he went for 2. Abraham, he got 3. Hall, he got 2. Bristol, no score. He was not out, no score. Kamal Dick, 5 runs, and Ron Charles, 1. And they brought up the 58 runs needed for Grenada And so in this encounter, Grenada winning. And so the competition, as we said, opens up. And it will be interesting to see what happens in this next game, Troy.
Oh yeah, certainly. It would be an interesting encounter for Dominica and St. Lucia, the two top teams coming into this year's competition. The two finalists last year playing in the finals, and St. Lucia coming out victorious. St. Lucia losing their first game, but certainly would want to make a comeback, want to make a statement, and to stamp their authority at this level. They have been playing good cricket over the years, and the structure there has been really solid. So it will be interesting to see how things go. The wicket is certainly a good wicket, much better than the one they would have played on yesterday, and we'll see how well that they approach the game of cricket. But lovely atmosphere here. The crowd is building. Grenada playing St. Vincent in the first encounter. St. Vincent batting first, scored 57 all out, and Grenada winning by 3 wickets with Aaron St. Hilaire top scoring 22, Clyde.
Yeah, certainly a good victory for Grenada. So viewers, we want to remind you we are going to be back here shortly. At 1:30 p.m. we will have the start of the second encounter for the day. St. Lucia coming up against Dominica in a 25 over contest. So until then, we're gonna take a break here at the SAGESSE playing field, and we'll see you at 1:30 for game number 2.